Premium craft frozen pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screaming is about. Welcome to No BS with Bill Schmidt and Armin Saryan.
It's a football Friday on No BS. Billy and Sarian on the game statewide. Appreciate you hanging out with us, digging your way out of the snow today, or just making sure that you enjoy all of it and then go and play outside, maybe building the biggest snowman, Armin, you possibly could in the middle of that front yard. This is a good day for all of it, and we're going to be the accompanying folks for the next 3 hours doing whatever their task is.
Absolutely, Billy. This is great packing snow. High water content.
Snow, yes.
Not too cold. High water content. Great packing snow. It wasn't melting. It was sticking together. Man, if you were a kid, this was your dream. You wanted packing snow. You wanted to build forts. Snowballs.
Totally. Yep.
If you were into snowballs, it was more about fort building for us. We're trying to build these fortresses. We're trying to build something for. The only problem is it was Friday, so you had to go to school today. That would have been a rough one today. That would have been a rough one today.
Tough day to go to school.
Yeah, tough day to go to school.
Building forts at recess, though,
that's
that
huge.
was the best.
Not only that, if you could
you
get
and your friends getting together, building a snow fort, throwing snowballs at everyone.
See, now that's where we were more, and that would always get you in trouble over at the St. Mary's Snow Hill, because right towards the end of the parking lot, they would just funnel all the snow. And once the snow hill got to a good, 6, 7, 8 feet, it was go time.
Absolutely.
I mean, like the tunnels through that bad boy were going to be pretty electric. The amount of snuck snowball throwing that you could have, right? Because you weren't allowed to actually throw snowballs. And then
you had to sneak them by, basically.
More than anything, it was just like, oh no, my buddy totally just fell, and now he's getting a face wash.
Face wash. I love that.
Wait until the teacher's not looking, and then
listen, why is Timmy's face all red?
Absolutely.
No idea what happened.
If you also were lucky enough, the snow was great packing snow. You'd build your forts, and then it would get cold enough where everything would ice up. Then you really had a really good snow fortress that had structure to it that would hold. But that was a good time, good memories, and there are kids enjoying it today when they get out of school, because unfortunately, you're not going to get a snow day around here. Not at least in Greenfield. When I was growing up, there was no snow days. Maybe you West Siders at Whitnell had these snow days.
Whoa.
We had cold
Let's calm
days.
down with that slander. Okay?
I'm just very
calm down with that.
I'm very excited because Greenfield beat Whitnell at the buzzer.
I was going to get there. Don't worry. I was going to get there. Get there.
Hustling Hawks, baby. Let's go.
We have the beautiful tie-in of Armin Sari and I somehow going to rival high schools, and those rival high schools meeting in a game that neither of us actually knew, I don't believe, was going on until last night.
I saw the highlight.
An electrifying steal and 3 at the horn ends it. And now I'm all frustrated about my Falcons losing to your hustling Hawks.
Yeah.
And it's actually a little bit difficult to look at you over here, but it's all good in the neighborhood. We'll figure it out.
Tyler Hill ain't walking through that door, buddy. All right? He ain't walking through that door.
I need Brian Nagy walking through those doors, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. It's a football Friday with no Packers game on Sunday. So it's a little bit stranger backdrop. Now I'm super juiced up for what we have coming up here tonight.
Oh yeah.
And throughout tomorrow with the college football playoff first round games, first time that we're going to have on campus playoff games in college football. But throughout the week in the NFL, in the weekend that we're going to watch here before the Packers and we reconvene on Monday and get ready on a game day Monday Night Football for the Packers to clinch a playoff spot, unless it's already booked for them on Sunday, Armin. How do you consume a day like Sunday? Because last night, it's always easy Thursday Night Football. You know it's baked in.
Sure.
You know that you're going to enjoy. You know that you're going to – now, didn't know that we were going to soak in a great game last night.
That was a great game.
Didn't realize it was going to be a barn burner throughout the entire night. Bo Nix and company started out hot as a pistol, 3 touchdowns, 3 drives, and then the water shut off.
They really fumbled the bag. They could have clinched a playoff spot last night. The Broncos could have.
And then it just disappears. So, the standalone games are going to be a part of it, but when you got a whole slate to dive into and focus on, I think there's going to be a good amount of Packers fans being able to scout out the rest of the NFL.
Right.
And even though we like to look at the Packers game each week as where is the measuring stick throughout, when you got a full weekend on the couch and the Packers have had enough primetime games where you've been able to do this the last couple of weeks, I feel like Packers fans are really eyeing up how they stand across the NFC and the AFC.
I totally agree. It's an exciting day when your team's actually not playing. Not that you're not looking forward to your team playing, but more because you're like, all right, good. I don't have to be distracted by because when the Packers play, you're focusing on the Packers and you tend to miss what's going on. At least I do around the league. But now, you're like, the Packers are Monday night. Okay, this is great. So I can check in on Lions, Bears. I can check in on, well, you're probably not checking on the Falcons, but you might want to see what's going on.
Might have
Penix.
to.
You might, you're like, all right,
Eagles still got that big Penix energy in the NFL.
Absolutely. Eagles, Commanders, and that's all just at noon on Sunday. And then you have Vikings, Seahawks. You have all these games. So it's, for some people, it's a red zone day still because you might be in the fantasy playoffs, I think.
For sure. Yep.
But for some people that aren't, or just aren't worried about fantasy or not focused on that, they want to watch their individual games. This is when you start bringing the coverage maps out. And it's usually Bears, right? Because if you're in Milwaukee and the
Bears Lions, there's divisional round game or division games. You're going to be seeing those.
Right. So there's always the coverage map to see what you're going to get, unless you have, of course, a ticket or you're doing red zone. So it's always fun to watch those type of games, those games on those days for me, Billy, because it's almost like, I don't want this to sound the wrong way, but you don't have the burden of the Packer game going on. Not that you don't, not that it's negative, but your 100% focus ecosystem is Packers when the Packers are playing. I'm not even talking about for us who work in it. I'm talking about just as a fan.
Oh yeah,
it's like when I was a fan, and Mike talked about this a little bit yesterday, Heller with Nick. It's like when you were a kid at that age, all that was happening that day was Packers. You heard the scores around the league. You got the scores at some point, but you were focused first and foremost on the Packers. But when they're not playing, you're like, all right, I can sample the whole league now. And we start tomorrow with Texans, Chiefs, and Steelers, Ravens, which is exciting.
That really is a beautiful appetizer. And now I know that some people don't love the backdrop as to why we get the two good games tomorrow in the middle of the college football slate. Well, part of it is because they're going to play on Wednesday and had to shift these two games up because you had to be able to give them a real lead in to be able to play on Christmas Day. But a great weekend of the NFL games. We're going to have our picks coming up later on in the show in the third hour, the picks that you need to beat to eat with the guys at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Potawatomi Sportsbook's going to be lit up tomorrow. Now, I know there's always a feeling of excitement when something's new, right? And that's where it felt like last night watching Justin Herbert and Bo Nix go at it on Thursday Night Football. Mm-hmm. And Armin, you can kind of stick with me here on this, and you might think differently. However, I don't know if we're all going to get tricked into the Bo Nix thing again, because this happens year in and year out. Now, I think Bo Nix might be better than some others of this group that he finds himself in.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm the most pro-ready quarterback
out of the draft. Yeah, I remember Tommy and Baby saying the sweepstakes, the Bo Nix
sweepstakes.
Yeah.
And in the first 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks of the season, absolutely, you're feeling real good. And he's looking good.
Well, even if you remember, it started in joint practices. Remember,
that looks awesome.
The Broncos beat the Packers up and down the field in joint practices.
Ran through the Packers in the preseason game.
Bo Nix is him.
It's their seconds.
The preseason was the Bo Nix era, right?
And then there was a couple of games where he was getting his feet wet. He had the electric soundbite. If I drop back, looked, threw it to the other team, learned some things.
Right.
Then starts really picking it up. Now he's playing with an elite coach in Sean Payton. No doubt about it. He's got a better situation than others in the group of most pro-ready quarterback.
Yeah.
But let's see it in year 2, 3, 4, 5 in company. I mean, I think he turns 25 coming up in the offseason, and I hope that he ends up having a very, very good long career. I just wonder if we get this a lot where you get swept up in, is he better than Caleb Williams? I mean, are you kidding me? Like, how is Drake May the 3rd pick and this guy was the 12th pick?
Sure.
Michael Penix can't even get on the field. Now he's finally getting on with Atlanta. Yeah. But when this happens, and the reason why he fell is because the ceiling can be here.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And you're seeing closer to that performance now. I don't know if he's in that, dare I say, Mac Jones category. Because Mac Jones was clearly the best quarterback in that 2021 draft.
That first
now
year.
He's backing up the number 1 guy in that draft.
I get what you're saying.
Very, very quickly it can flip. I don't know if he's full on that camp, but I don't know if this is a full redraft situation and, oh my God, the Broncos got the best guy in the class.
It is interesting, and I want to give Bo Nix a little more credit because he still had a good game. Like, he didn't lead his team down to win.
He's dicing it up early.
And he didn't perform in the second half, but no interceptions, 2 touchdowns. I think he was like 29 for 40. Some of that was garbage time. For a rookie, in a vacuum for a rookie, he's had a good year. 22 touchdowns, 11 picks. And you're right, he was lower on that list. But there was this aspect of, Bo Nix is pro-ready. There were guys from my youth I remember like that were like high picks, good their first year, didn't really
never get better.
Rick Mirer was one of those guys.
Great name.
All right.
Yes.
There was a guy for the Giants. His name was Dave Brown. Okay. 1 good year, right? But early on, had a good year. some guys that are like more, I don't know, Brendan Whedon. You know what I mean?
Awesome
Guys,
yes.
guys that were veterans coming out, that were finished products, polished. You're like, boy, this guy we can plug right in. And for the most part, Bo Nix has done his job. He's been that guy. He hasn't. He's been better than Mac. I mean, Mac Jones probably. I mean, even as Mac was a rookie, was Mac as good as a rookie?
Well, okay.
He was good. He was good.
Mac's team went to the playoffs.
Yeah, he was good. I know that. Okay.
He was a top 12, 14 player that year. But again, then he just never gets better. So
Vince Young was that guy.
Vince Young had an amazing first year.
Amazing rookie.
But now
year.
he was a little bit more thought to have
right.
top end potential.
Right,
but again,
right.
It's year one, most pro ready guy. Don't be totally surprised that he's having more success in year one.
Right. I see what you're saying. But then the question is there another level Bo Nix can get to? Or will he be this guy for life? And he's going to sustain this level, to be honest.
Or is he going to have a situation like the San Francisco 49ers are finding themselves in, where did you see the San Francisco 49ers quarterback, Brock Purdy, what he gifts his offensive line yesterday?
I didn't see that. Oh boy, he wants another deal, I bet. What did he
give? He better be getting another deal, unless he already got the greatest deal you could possibly have, thanks to our friends at Toyota. And this joker drops off 5 Sequoias and crazy. 5 Toyota Tundras.
They used to give TVs out
to the offensive line.
They used to give TVs and like watches to the offensive lineman. He's giving them trucks now.
Mahomes is out here like, damn, I thought the golf cart, or Rodgers like, I thought the golf cart was as high as I had to go.
There's got to be some sort of deal.
Well, as TJ Lang said, definitely not sponsored. Definitely not a partnership.
Well, TJ would know.
Definitely not a partnership. When the video walks out and your boy Brock Purdy immediately says, let's go Toyota.
Right.
Let's go Toyota.
Well, and TJ would know because I think over the years, I think Aaron gave them like golf carts or ATVs.
I think the ATVs were one, yes.
Curve TVs one year. When that was the sexy thing. Like watches and handbags or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, there's always like a gift.
I don't know about the handbags, but sure.
Well, handbags the wrong term. They got some sort of luggage, I think.
Okay.
It was like luggage.
Satchel.
Hey, they're wearing them now. They're wearing them now. The crossbody.
That's true. The crossbody is in.
My brother-in-law's got like 4 crossbody bags.
But Al looks better in them than you do.
He does.
He does.
Al
he looks
great.
Sweet in the crossbody.
Al looks great in the crossbody. They went to Europe. He's
fine. Dude like me, the crossbody feels more like a restrictor.
I can't wear a crossbody.
Can't do it.
You know, you guys know I can't wear it. You guys know I cannot wear a crossbody.
You've tried though a couple of times.
Well, we got them from Summerfest. Remember the gift we got from Summerfest this year?
You were really trying to get
I'm not
that thing
doing
going.
It. Everyone's like, Armin, try crossbody. They're cool. She might have got me one for Christmas this year. I really have no idea if she
sure
did.
Hope she didn't.
No, I love it. Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted if you did. Okay, so Brock Purdy, he's giving Tundra truck. I mean, what's a truck now? 50, 60,000.
Oh,
right?
At least.
And he's not making that much money. I mean, he is, but he's not. Does that make sense?
He's making under $1 million for this season.
He spent a quarter of his yearly salary on cars.
I can't imagine that's exactly how it all played out. I got to think there's a certain deal that ends up getting thrown in here. However,
please tell the boss you want me, guys.
Please tell the boss to not go sign Kirk Cousins for the league minimum.
Right.
Please go tell the boss to give me that $55 million deal a year that I've been asking for, because otherwise this is going to be a bigger deal. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit tougher for me to be able to live off of gifting 10 cars. And also interesting, Trent Williams wasn't in the video. Trent Williams like, man, you can miss me with a Tundra. I got Rolls Royce.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I don't need a Tundra.
I think my Range Rover is all good. Why don't you give it to one of the guys on the P Squad? 877-794-1973. Nice. I like this one right out of the gates on our conversation to start out. In the snow, you're digging your way out. Be safe out there. Take it slow, just not too slow. Travis and Waukesha, did people in warm weather climates even have a childhood?
Yeah, that's what they're probably saying about us, though, when we don't get to play outside every day, right, in the winter, right? So they're probably saying the same thing about us and growing up in the South. I don't know. You're right, though. I know what you mean, though. Listen.
So you're saying you just wax poetically about it wherever you grow up. There's something better about our upbringing than wherever you are. Like our state fair is a great state fair, way better than your state fair.
Or like Iowa State Fair. But probably, but the thing is, there is something to be said for playing outside in the snow when you're a kid. Because when you're a kid,
it's elite.
Like when we're adults, we're cold, we're tired, we don't want to stay outside. Kids, I didn't care about being cold when I was a kid.
Never.
You had your snowsuit on, you had your gloves on and your Packer hat, and you were out there playing. Like you wanted to be there all the time. You wanted to build a fort, you wanted to jump in the snow, you wanted to go sledding. it was just what you wanted to do.
You
know,
wanted to be outside.
Yeah.
You wanted to have the snow, and you wanted to potentially try a little nibble of the snow, even though mom said don't do it. You don't have to eat the snow because you don't know what's in the snow. And then the best thing is, and I don't know if it was the same for you guys, because, Armin was one of them kids.
What was that?
Played outside
Oh,
forever.
yeah.
And
Loved it. Oh, yeah. We had the
sun
field
up till sundown.
all the time. We were out back in the field. We were riding
Dusk
bikes.
till dawn.
Yeah.
Till the cows come home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Skipping rocks. A real Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn experience.
Mom yells, "It's too dark out there. Come inside."
Street lights on.
That's when he knew it was
Dinner's
good.
ready.
Yeah.
That's right. Dinner's ready. Come inside.
Then you go
That's
right.
when the fort was going
It
down.
was going down. You know what I'm
Starts
saying?
getting a little dark. You're hiding.
It gets-
No
yes.
one's gonna know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, one of those cars drives by. You sneak attack. Bang!
Oh, see, I didn't do that.
Oh, sorry.
I wasn't throwing snowballs at cars. Like that's it. That's a total Billy thing.
Who
to
was
do.
doing that? 877-794-1973. Fatter Joe said the opposite side of the snow hill, where the recess monitors couldn't see anything, and that's where it really went down.
Oh, yeah, you
Lord
know
of the
it.
Flies style.
You had to know when Mrs.
You
Hansen.
always
and
knew where the
Mrs.
you always knew where the supervisor was.
yeah,
No
yeah.
doubt about it.
Gotta look.
Bang!
Yeah, exactly. You had to know your angles. No doubt about it.
Find the opportunity. Also, though, a snowstorm did give you the only real opportunity growing up to kind of sneak a game of tackle football.
I was just gonna say snow
yeah.
football because they're like you got to play touch. Well, yeah, but we just tripped over the snow
I
and
just fell
you're
totally.
you're jumping in the
It's
snowbank.
slippery
You're
out
just
here.
spearing
Yeah.
your buddies going right down the hill. What a
Everyone,
great time.
everyone looking like Jake and Little Giants because their snow suits were so big. You guys know Jake from Little Giants with
Yeah,
the
totally.
huge pads. And your snowsuits were so big and thick, and you had so many layers. You're basically a big
Waddling out there.
Michelin man, just bouncing off people. It was fun. Those were good times, no doubt about it. Those were good times.
Oh, man. Too good. 877-794-1973. Tim in the Shaw. Oh, yes. I remember great school days outside, 10-degree weather, trying to bounce a basketball. Just never too cold to be able to go out there and hoop.
The problem with the basketball situation was that the ball would deflate all
Instantly.
the time.
Yep.
And unless you had a pump with you, which who had a pump? Sometimes there was one in the gym, or the gym teacher had a pump. It's like unless you had one, what were you gonna do about it? And if it wasn't shoveled and stuff, or it was hard to shoot with my gloves on, so you taking your
Never that
gloves
good.
off,
You
yeah.
knew you were busting the jacket off immediately if a game was getting
at
going.
some point. Yeah, at some point. Yeah.
Because I was always sweating. I was always getting too into it. The barrister hits us up, but did you guys have Madden as young kids?
Well, we played
did.
Madden. Yeah,
we did
played
play Madden.
Yeah.
You know what was kind of tough though? And I was wondering this driving in, kind of feel slighted that my dad wasn't the heir to a pharmaceutical brand, that my Madden franchise couldn't be a real franchise. Like as I was driving in here today, I was thinking about it. Like my dad was grinding away day in and day out.
Sure.
What would it be like to be able to just be Brick Johnson?
To be Brick Johnson, right?
If you have not heard about Brick Johnson, you're not going to want to leave. No BS with Billy and Sorry. And on the other side, this story that came out yesterday that we weren't able to fully rip through before the show. Oh, I had time to completely dive into it later on in the day. And Armin, if you think dysfunction starts at the top,
Okay.
you don't necessarily know who's at the top. And the New York Jets and the entire brass was finding out. You got to hear some of this because it sounds made up. Matt Schneimann's going to come on and join us at 10 o'clock. We were joking about a little bit of it on the Football Feast. I want to give you the backstory before he comes on. We'll probably have a couple of jokes on it as well as some updates on the Green Bay Packers. He spoke to players in the locker room yesterday, Jordan Love and company. Matt Schneiman will give us that report going into a weekend of prep for a Monday night battle where the Packers can lock up a playoff spot. Might already have it locked up, but let's do it ourselves on Monday night. And you'll be hearing it on the home for Packers football, 97.3 The Game. We got the picks you need to beat to eat with the guys. We got Schneiman coming up in 20 minutes. I found out Schneiman's childhood nickname last night. So that's going to be a part of the conversation coming up in a few minutes. It's No BS. You're on it at 877-794-1973. NicoletLaw.com talking text line is up. We're going up. Billy and Sorry and stay wide on the game.
It feel like NY, summertime shy. So I roll through good. Y'all pop the.
Hey guys, Billy Schmidt here. Underdog Fantasy, my favorite way to play throughout the day, whether it's NFL, NBA, a mix between the two. Their pick'em game allows you to cash in on those sports opinions and turn them into real money with 5 million happy players and $2 billion won. Underdog makes it fun and easy to cash in on your favorite athletes' performances this year with their pick'em game. You simply choose higher or lower on your favorite player stats. And again, it can be a mix between NBA, NFL, or just simply all NFL like last night. And just one more catch for Cortland Sutton. One more catch for Cortland Sutton would have been higher than 5.5, and it would have been a celebratory morning here on No BS. But instead, it's back to the drawing board, back to the workroom on the Underdog Fantasy app. This season, Underdog is running a special promo or bonus almost every single day. With Profit Boost, they pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply a boost to eligible entries, discounts where you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at a big W, and free picks. They're basically a sure thing. A player just needs to get higher than a 0.5 point of a stat for that pick to win. Plus, all new users get a free pick. So download the app today, sign up with promo code Billy, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code Billy. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
LIUNA members construct Wisconsin's infrastructure, like roads, bridges, sewer and water lines, energy infrastructure, including solar and wind projects, plus on building projects, like work at Camp Randall Stadium, a union with over 900 contractor partners. LIUNA Wisconsin members help meet contractors' demand for a skilled, safe, and productive workforce, all while earning great union wages, health care, and a pension. Feel the power of a career building Wisconsin's infrastructure as a member of the Wisconsin Laborers District Council. More info at liunawisconsin.org, LIUNA Wisconsin.org.
Oh, hello. This is John Kuhn. You know me as a football aficionado, but did you also know that I'm quite the fastener nerd? Indeed, I could talk 9 till noon about carbon steel socket head cap screws. Not only Packer Fastener has real fastener nerds who can talk nuts, bolts, screws all day long. They're the brainy industrial supply experts you need if you're a contractor, a fabricator, or even a manufacturer. So go with the smart choice and keep it real with PackerFastener.com.
Here's a hint. At US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month. So you can give your family the gift of connection.
Okay, but what about the gift of good-smelling soap?
They buy their own soap. They want 4 free phones.
What if I gave them kitchen tools?
4 free phones.
Well, how about a cozy sweater?
4 free phones.
Maybe I'll get
4 free phones.
4 free phones.
That's how you take a hint. Get 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month. US Cellular. Built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Skip waiting for a table and enjoy a homemade fish fry every Friday at Sendik's. Enjoy 3 pieces of beer-battered Northern Atlantic cod, fried shrimp, walleye fillets, or baked cod. Each include your choice of original potato pancakes or French fries and all the fixings like fresh rye bread, creamy coleslaw, homemade applesauce, and Sendik's tartar sauce. Every Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at your neighborhood Sendik's. Sendik's Food Markets, your trusted local grocer.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-431-8958. That's 800-431-8958.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
We're back on the Nada Yada Island Confessions Show. Benny is about to tell us how he found 2 loves. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks to Metro, I found iPhone 12 and Apple Watch SE.
At Metro, get the perfect match of both iPhone 12 with 5G and Apple Watch SE for only $99.99. You heard that right. Both for just $99.99. Holidays with Nada Yada Yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile.
Bring your number and ID, sign up for Metro Flex Plus, and add a watch line. Not available if you're with T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days. Limit 2 per account.
Why Ziebart? Because 5 degrees and a wintry mix is right around the corner. Now imagine this. You walk the 10 cold steps from the house to your car, and when you open the door, you are greeted to a warm blast of 75 degrees and a clear windshield. Ziebart can make this dream come true. With the push of a button, you can escape the morning shivers and that bone-chilling noise of the ice scraper.
Don't get stuck in the cold. Call Ziebart of Greater Milwaukee now to get in before winter arrives.
Monica, what delightful surprise do you have for us this Christmas?
I've been waiting all day for your big reveal. Take a look and tell me what you see. Oh, that's gorgeous.
I see the North Star. That guiding light that always lets you know where you are.
The North Star is important to you?
Sitting directly above the axis of the Earth, it's the only star in the sky that never moves. It's always there for you.
Sarah?
I see the star that stood high over Bethlehem 2,000 years ago.
Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might.
Monica, it's fabulous.
Nicole Lasker designed it.
I love her.
What's it called?
The Star of Hope. We have them in sterling silver with 4 diamonds for just $198. And in white gold with bigger and bigger diamonds at prices up to $19.98.
I love it.
I love it even more than Rick does.
The Star of Hope.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
'Tis the season of giving. Ho, ho, ho! At your nearby Milwaukee Metro region, Hunis Auto Group dealerships. Hunis is the area's #1 rated car, truck, SUV, and EV holiday headquarters. During our exclusive Season of Savings sales event, we're offering our biggest discounts of the year on our entire inventory of America's best-selling brands from Buick and GMC at nearby Hunis locations in both Oak Creek and Greenfield. Thinking pre-owned? Your local Hunis dealership has the area's biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and hybrids, starting as low as $39.95 and payments as low as $199 per month. We're paying above top Kelly Blue Book values on all trade-ins, no matter the mileage or condition. Now that's giving even Santa would be proud of. Ho, ho, ho! Our huge Season of Savings sales event is going on now, exclusively at your nearby Milwaukee Metro region Hunis Auto Group dealerships or online at shophunis.com. From the Hunis Auto Group family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance, and cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
97.3 The Game.
All right, no BS on the game. I'm going to tell you about how nepotism has even gotten worse potentially in the NFL in a hilariously almost made up story, but it's not at The Athletic. But first, there's some massive breaking news for this radio program. Armin Sarian is grinning from ear to ear.
Well, just, yes.
Fears of demise were much exaggerated.
Yes. Some breaking news for the first time in, I think, 2 weeks. Haley Welch, a.k.a. Hawk Tua Girl, has spoken out. She has tweeted everybody, so if you were an investor, be ready. Haley Welch on X, I take this situation extremely seriously and want to address my fans, the investors who have been affected, and the broader community. I am fully cooperating with and am committed to assisting the legal team representing the individuals impacted, as well as to help uncover the truth.
Yeah, uncover that truth.
This sounds like when OJ was looking for the killer. You guys remember that? Hold the responsible parties accountable and resolve this matter. If you've experienced losses related to this, please contact Berwick Law using the link below.
Yes.
At Berwick Law. Wow. So she's got lawyers.
She's saying she had no clue that they were going to pull the rug on this bad boy and you were going to lose all your money.
And I got to be honest with you, I believe her. You think she knew what she was doing when she was doing this? And I got another thing to say. I'm going to sound like I'm defending her a little too much, maybe.
You think?
If you put any sort of substantial monetary investment or any substantial capital investment into Hawk Tua meme coin, it's your fault. You are responsible for being an idiot.
That to me,
you are responsible, okay? Not her, all right?
Yeah, that's like me complaining about not being able to put the Christmas presents under the tree because we didn't succeed in Maction this year.
Absolutely.
Sorry. That's probably going to be your fault.
And I don't see, I'm sure if that made a bunch of money and you got out or whatever this meme coin does, like, I don't do all that stuff, right? I'm sure you weren't going to be complaining.
So meme coin different from Bitcoin?
I don't know. And I'm not going to try and
because apparently Bitcoin back on the come up.
Yeah,
I mean, Dave, are you a Bitcoin guy?
No, I am not. I'm not getting involved. I barely got enough dollars as it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't
have time to invest in Hawk Tua meme coin.
Too busy investing on starting pitchers strikeout overs. That's what I appreciate.
Darn right.
I need Dave, by the way, for the futures this year. Dave's like, projecting out guys I've never heard of in Major League Baseball. That's what we need.
Yeah,
that's why I need Dave for the
good start.
So anyway, if you are an investor and you've had losses, click Berwick Law /
Berwick Law.
I don't know. I don't
You're
feel
totally
bad.
gonna get that money back.
I don't feel bad for these people that actually did invest it. Everyone's like, you're a villain. And
I really want to go against you on this one, but I really can't.
I mean,
like,
come on.
I don't fully know if I can feel terrible for you if you spent an exorbitant amount of money or any bit of money on a meme coin of Haley Welch.
The one thing I would have said is, like, if you heard the mistake she made was getting involved in this in the first place. You were doing fine, having a funny little podcast, making money on whatever you were going to do.
You try to get too big.
You should have just stayed in food and beverage, hung out with your granny in Belfast, Tennessee, and you were good to go. You know what I mean? You tried to. Somebody came with an offer. She shouldn't have done this. She probably was innocent.
Tried to do a little too much.
Oh, I think that someone's got this deal. I'm going to get a percentage or whatever.
Well, listen, trying to do a little too much might be what gets you into an issue. Might be also what gets you to be able to give a post-game speech for an NFL team.
The dream of every kid, right?
Now, check this out. So yesterday, The Athletic posted this long-form piece called Woody Johnson's Jets. Madden ratings, a lost season, and the, quote, most dysfunctional place imaginable. Michael Silver, Diana Rossini, and Zach Rosenblatt put it together. And similar to some of the tear down great articles that came down once the Packers demise happened in 2018.
Right.
There's a lot of anonymous sources here. However,
always anonymous.
Always going to be anonymous sources. You don't want anybody to not be able to keep their jobs. However, the really headliner of this piece, and the one that I can't get over, and the one that social media was running with last night, is this young man whose name is Brick Johnson.
Brick is his real name?
Brick Johnson might be the most interesting man in sports. Can I call it most interesting man in sports?
Go ahead if that's what you want to call it.
Most interesting boy in sports. Most interesting boy in sports.
How old is he?
17 years old.
Oh my gosh.
And where this story starts, back in 2017, when Woody Johnson leaves to go be the ambassador to the UK for President Trump.
Right.
These Brick and Jack, nice kids, 11 and 9 years old. Well, they came back. Yeah. They came back, teenagers, and they know what's going on. And they know some football here now, Armin Sarian. And apparently, they're helping out Pops. Now, a Jets spokesperson said, the Suns have no role in the organization. It's completely ridiculous to suggest that any outside info is intended to replace the opinions of Woody Johnson and his staff. But Joe Douglas was quoted as he quipped to people close to him before the season in acknowledgement of the perceived power dynamic that he's working with, said, quote, I answer to a teenager. We're discussing things, and you'll hear Woody cite something that Brick or Jack read online, and it's being weighed equally against whatever opinion someone else in the department has. They'll very often share posts and X articles, including a blog called Jets X Factor, with the organization's top decision makers.
That's got to be fun if you work at that blog. Be like, hey, look at what we're doing.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Now, generally, locker rooms, tough place to get into, right? Media, staff,
family members.
Unless you're friends with Brick and Jack Johnson.
Absolutely.
I mean, they brought friends, male and female, into the locker room.
That part can be a little bit of a problem.
Male and female into the locker room.
Right.
But I mean, hey, I'm in the locker room. I'm Brick Johnson, bro.
I'm Brick Johnson.
In 2022, after Mike White played through some broken ribs in a late season game against the Seahawks, Jets were eliminated from postseason play after the loss. White played poorly. After the game, the quarterback was in the showers and threw his helmet on the locker room floor. Multiple Jets players said they heard Woody Johnson say, quote, you should throw your helmet. You bleeping suck. Statement got back to White, and Johnson then quickly apologized, but that's not even close to the best one. In a post-game locker room.
This is the best story.
This is the best story, and it sounds made up, but it's from the Athletic article, and we're going to talk about it with Matt Schneidman potentially a little bit next. This year on Halloween night, the New York Jets registered the first victory since firing Robert Saleh 4 weeks earlier.
Right.
They went 4 weeks after they fired the head coach without winning a game. It's a significant moment for a struggling team. Rodgers walked into an energized locker room with a game ball in hand, ready to hand it to Jeff Ulbrich. Customary for a coach getting his first NFL win. You've been grinding, interim head coach.
Right.
One of your best friends got fired and we placed you with all the work. But before Rodgers could speak, Brick Johnson took another game ball. 17-year-old Brick Johnson took another game ball and awarded it to wide receiver Garrett Wilson in a profanity-laced exclamation in which the owner's son later posted on Instagram.
Why have I not seen this?
Woody Johnson gave Ulbrich the ball that Rodgers had been holding. Multiple players said it drained the energy out of the room. And it was, quote, the most awkward, cringe-worthy, brutal experience, said one player.
Isn't it wild when Aaron Rodgers was the guy that was going to make it normal? Like, you know what I mean? Like
Aaron Rodgers was going to be the normal one in the situation.
Like, not going to make that awkward. It was going to be him to be the leader. Gosh, what a mess in New York. Dude. No doubt about it. I know, like, yeah, this is probably a lot of, like, how people interpret it and hearsay and how people see it, voices anonymously, but this is wild. All I could think about is Billy Haywood from Little Big League, the movie where the kid manages the twins.
Managing the twins, running the whole thing. This isn't Henry Rowan-Gardner.
No.
Yeah.
No, this kid is just saying, hey, man, I'm Brick Johnson, bro.
Yeah,
I'm running the Jets.
I got a sport coat on.
So I did have to go and check out Brick Johnson on Twitter.
Oh, my gosh.
Or on Instagram.
What did you find?
There's a number of wrong Brick Johnsons.
Of course.
However, there is a picture of Brick Johnson standing, I mean, like he is Kevin Costner out of Draft Day.
Holding the ball up.
With the ball up in the air, smiling after he's rip-roaring through a post-game speech. And then another one where he's on Draft Day, Armin, standing with a suit on, talking on the phone, and it's captioned, "Welcome to New York." The dude's blessing guys' deals. He's 17.
Gosh,
imagine working all throughout college, working your whole life to get to the NFL, and you get a call from Brick Johnson.
Brick
being like, hey, man,
welcome to the New York Jets.
Yeah.
Packer fans, this is when we get down on our knees and say, thank you. Thank God we don't have an owner. Okay? Thank God we don't have an owner, because this is what could happen. This is what could happen.
And also, thank you to Mark and Debbie Atanasio for raising a great young man in Mike Atanasio.
Who's going to be ready when
he's going to be ready.
Yeah.
You know, over 18.
An adult.
An adult. Speak to players with, you know.
Yeah. Hopefully doesn't elbow.
Normal language.
Hey, Pat Murphy, get out of the way.
Murph, hold up here quick, bro. I got to talk quick. All right. I got to let everybody know. This bleeping Willie Adab is my guy.
Guys, I really think if we just try hard and give it our best shot, we can do this thing together. Who's with me?
I almost want to see it just to see Murph's reaction to that, because that would be the most amazing thing.
This kid is 23 years younger than Aaron Rodgers.
Listen,
and he goes, Aaron, hold up real quick.
When you give him a name a name like Brick, this is what's going to happen.
Oh man. The Brick and the Stick podcast is an electric factory. And as Matt Schneidman joked about last night when he joined us on the Football Feast, John Kuhn might want to watch out. Because if there's a new Brick in town, he might be taking over the Brick and the Stick podcast. Exactly. It might be Brick Johnson and Matt Schneidman. We'll ask Matt Schneidman on the other side, and we'll also talk about Jordan Love's comments yesterday and other Packers happenings before a weekend on the couch getting ready for the NFL. Hour 2 of No BS starts with a Doug Russell update. We're back right after this.
Packers Friday is sponsored by Circa Sportsbook, sports betting the way it should be, and Sendik's Food Market, your game day foods destination.
Hey, it's Brian Butch for Window Nation. Give yourself the gift of windows this holiday season. It's Window Nation's end-of-year sale. Get 50% off all styles and a bonus 10% off. Plus, you can get 0% interest for 6 years. So book a quote at 866-90Nation or at windownation.com.
Cousin Subs is spicing things up this fall with a new sub and a delicious shake. The Chipotle Cheesesteak Sub, with either grilled-to-order chicken or steak, features pepper jack cheese, sauteed green peppers and onions, jalapenos, and Chipotle ranch dressing. And that's not all. Pair your Chipotle cheesesteak with a delicious mint shake, and your taste buds will fall in love. Order in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. At Diamonds Direct, we have hundreds of styles that are ready to be wrapped and put under the tree. No need to wait for shipping. For some fabulous ideas before you head to the store, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. We've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Follow us on Instagram at 97.3 The Game.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With limited incomes not keeping up with the lingering effects of inflation, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
Skip waiting for a table and enjoy a homemade fish fry every Friday at Sendik's. Enjoy 3 pieces of beer-battered Northern Atlantic cod, fried shrimp, walleye fillets, or baked cod. Each include your choice of original potato pancakes or French fries and all the fixings like fresh rye bread, creamy coleslaw, homemade applesauce, and Sendik's tartar sauce. Every Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at your neighborhood Sendik's. Sendik's Food Markets, your trusted local grocer.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
We're back on the Nada Yada Island Confessions Show. Benny is about to tell us how he found 2 loves. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks to Metro, I found iPhone 12 and Apple Watch SE.
At Metro, get the perfect match of both iPhone 12 with 5G and Apple Watch SE for only $99.99. You heard that right. Both for just $99.99. Holidays with Nada Yada Yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile.
Bring your number and ID, sign up for Metroplex Plus, and add a watch line. Not available if you're with T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days. Limit 2 per account.
You scaled the sheer cliff face, battling frostbite, running low on oxygen. The wind pierced your skin, and every inch was agony. You reached heights no other human had before, while getting nowhere at airport security. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling action titles on Audible.
Celebrate the magic of the season with last-minute deals at Target. With up to 50% off toys and video games, you'll save so much while you finish your list. Plus, you'll find incredible deals on clothing, beauty, small appliances, floor care, and so much more. And there are even more ways to save when you join Target Circle for free and get exclusive deals automatically. Hurry to save on gifts before last-minute deals are over. Happier holidays from Target. Restrictions apply.
This year, American farmers will harvest 2.8 billion bushels of wheat and 15.1 billion bushels of corn. And to this day, American road workers have built 4.2 million miles of roads and counting. We're proud that John Deere machines rolling off the line here in the USA play a part in supporting Americans who work the land and build a better tomorrow. Nothing runs like a Deere. Learn more at johndeere.com/manufacturing.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to handle the busy holiday season, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Milwaukee's most listened to sports station and heard on the iHeart app by fans everywhere. This is WRNW-FM Milwaukee, 97.3 The Game. There is no BS with Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screaming is about.
He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Doug Russell.
All right, let's start in Green Bay. The Packers take on the Saints here on the game on Monday night. Going into the ball game, Green Bay will feature the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week, rookie Edgerrin Cooper.
He's just got to stack on what he's already accomplished. And, eventually you'd like him to be interchangeable between all the positions, but he's still a young player, still learning and growing. But I love everything he brings to this team. And I think he's learned his process in terms of how to prepare the best throughout the course of the week so he can go out there and play the best on Sundays.
Packers coach Matt LaFleur. Kickoff Monday night is set for 7:15. I'll get things started with Game Day live from Lambeau Field starting at 3. We'll be in the Miller Lite end zone. Stop on by. Hugs are free.
It'll be totally warm in there too.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be the last time that it got really cold in there. I mean, it was asses to elbows. And so there were times where it was difficult to. Now, when I'm in there, nobody the gates aren't open yet.
No one's thinking about getting in there yet.
No, well, they're not even allowed in there yet.
Yeah.
It is just me to the ether.
They're thinking about how did we marinate the pork chops that we're going to grill up here at the tailgate enough.
And by the time Heller and Dennis start, that's when people start to filter in and everything, and that's when it gets real.
That's when it gets fun. That's when it gets fun.
It does get fun in there, but again, I'll have things started at 3:00 as Packers Game Day gets underway from Lambeau Field. All right, well, Week 16 in the NFL began last night in L.A.
Herbert fades back, steps up, shovel pass, flip forward, goes to Haskins. He's got the first 25-20, makes the man miss 15, 10-5, touchdown Chargers!
Westwood won on the play-by-play. The Chargers beat the Broncos 34-27. Both teams now 9-6, complicating matters in the AFC playoff race. That'll be interesting for the last couple of weeks for those two teams, for Los Angeles and for Denver. All right, the Bucs return to the court tonight, taking on the 23-4 Cleveland Cavaliers. No Dame tonight. He won't play. He's got a calf strain. Coach Doc Rivers was asked, though, what he loves most about coaching his two future Hall of Famers.
The coach of Giannis, the coach of Dame, to see that group, a veteran group, it's an amazing opportunity for a coach. This group allows you to coach them. They really do. They let you coach them hard. Nobody takes anything personal. I even said it last year. It's like coaching grown-ups, if you know what I mean. Like they really get that. They get that you have to tell them the truth, and they handle it, and that's been great.
So this is one of the things that when you go back and you look at some of the missed opportunities that the Bucs have had over the last, we'll call them 18 months or so. Sure. No shade against Adrian Griffin. At some point, I think he's going to be a decent NBA head coach. I do believe that. I just don't think it was with a championship caliber ready team. You needed a veteran like Doc, and it took him a while to get all of these guys on the same page.
I also think for Doc, what a welcomed change, right? Yeah. Where he said, I'm coaching grownups.
Oh, yeah. Because he used to coach Embiid.
What's up, Embiid?
Yeah.
Hey, Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Thanks. Right? Like, I mean, it is when you start looking at outside of those Boston teams, and it cracks me up to no end that Rajon Rondo is now coaching with Doc Rivers.
Yeah, that is funny.
For as many times as they went at it.
Yeah.
He didn't have a real veteran team, and since that team that was ready to win and wanted to win.
Yeah, not really. I mean, some of the Clippers had some vets, but not really.
But they were always, didn't it always feel more like a sideshow than anything else, right?
I'll say that a more mature group, maybe a more humble group. I mean, Giannis and Dame, those are the two most humble superstars. And I think he just loves taking any opportunity he can to tell everyone how old this team is,
Very true.
We're old. Yes. But if you can also take a swipe at Embiid, who is a great talent.
I'm going to sign up for that too.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I'd be frustrated too if I was him.
Tip off tonight between, by the way, how are the 76ers doing this? Never mind. Tip off tonight between the Bucs and Cavaliers is set for 6:30 tonight. College Hoops, number 9 Marquette there at Xavier tomorrow. And on Sunday, Wisconsin plays their final non-conference game of the year against Detroit Mercy at the Kohl Center. We'll have it for you right here on the game. Tip off is set for 1. Pregame begins at noon. And again, that will not conflict with the Packers at all because they play on Monday night.
That's what I'm talking about. There we go.
Oh, all right.
Appreciate it, Dougie. Good work.
Thanks, boys.
We'll see you in an hour. That's Doug Russell at the news desk. He'll be back at 11 with more of the news of the day. Matt Schneidman has the news from 1265 when he joins us each and every day here on No BS with Billy Ansari and in our conversations with the dominant Matt Schneidman, brought to you by Rogers Behavioral Health, Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, Miller Lite, and Hildebrand Law. I say dominant Matt Schneidman because he dominates Packers coverage. And Matt, when you're in the locker room yesterday when we were talking on the football feast, electric conversation last night on the football feast. But when you go in, through a Wednesday. Yesterday was a Wednesday, even though it's a Thursday in the Packers building. You kind of have to divide and conquer with the beat guys. How does that camaraderie and teamwork happen, especially if there would be, like a 17-year-old that would just come in and say, Bill Huber's awareness rating in this locker room's got to go down. And like, how good is that teamwork that you have? Because I know you guys huddle up in the office with Demovsky, Huber, and you, but like, you guys can't talk to everybody, but seemingly you guys all have the best quotes.
Right. I don't think we say, oh, you need something else, let me go get him. Like, at the end of the day, it is get what you need. But if we are in multiple group interviews, Jordan Love talked yesterday, and Kingsley and Agbari talked yesterday, and Christian Watson had a group interview yesterday. So it is get what you need for your story. But then also, if you happen to have your microphone in a group interview, then we split up those transcriptions. I actually didn't transcribe anything yesterday, to be quite honest with you, because I was there for the first 5 minutes of Jordan Love, but they had already split that up. And then I broke off to go get Jaden Reed for my Christian Watson story.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask him a couple questions. So I just had Jaden Reed and myself for literally 45 seconds. And he gave me some stuff on Christian Watson. So I just transcribed that. And then we had assistants yesterday. But today will be a day full of Matt Schneidman transcribing, because we have locker room and 6 coaches at the podium today.
Love the
three coordinators, and then Tom Clements, Jason Vrabel, and Ryan Mahaffey.
Well, that's like,
let's go,
man. That's like presents under the tree when you get all those guys to talk to.
Dude,
right?
Tom Clements still is the story that does not get told enough in Green Bay. I know there's a lot being told about the Enigma story, and Matt LaFleur was able to calm down the online speculation from the Netflix fake news yesterday.
Yeah, I had no idea what that was when you guys brought it up to me, and you led me right down a path. You presented it to me as if it was real.
Listen, it was real for me there for a good 45 seconds to an hour.
If you watch it, I mean, it looks real. You think then you start thinking about it, and you're like, okay, maybe there's something wrong here, and that's when we started investigating. I'm glad we alerted you to it. That plus Toyotathon, we're 2 for 2 here, Matt Schneidman. We're helping you out here.
Right? Yeah,
we're trying to help you out. But
no, actually, I mean, shout out Jason Wilde, who's like, listen,
something's wrong here.
Probably not.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. I'm gonna vet the sources. Didn't happen.
I think we all knew something was up.
That was great.
I was just caught off guard, which is why I gave kind of a cop-out answer. I was like,
"You sure? Really?"
Like, with all due respect to Ted, I'm pretty sure his influence was really waning in 2017 before he officially took over, and then he had some influence on the Love pick. I think it was pretty obvious that maybe what LaFleur was referring, which is what LaFleur said after practice yesterday, was, the influence maybe Ted had on Goody, because Goody's spoken numerous times about Ted's influence on him, and Ted was obviously the one who drafted Aaron and then set him for 3 years.
It's a good reminder that those things can be sliced and diced, because even me watching with a critical eye, I couldn't catch any sort of like editing malfeasance there.
And you know what people think is afoot, because Aaron Rodgers, I'm assuming, had executive control over this documentary.
I'm glad you brought it up.
I saw a theory that he just wants to take credit away from Brian Gutekunst, who Aaron Rodgers infamously told me last offseason, I talked to people who I like, and he does not like Brian Gutekunst. So maybe he just tried to shift some of that credit of drafting Jordan Love to Ted by having it edited that way. That's a stretch. I'm not saying it. I just saw it on Twitter. I don't think it's true, but that's a theory out there.
I put my tinfoil hat on just a little while there, Armin, and I did think you could draw some very clearly. You could think, doesn't Aaron have final sign off on all of this? Right. Like, if he didn't believe that there was either a shred of that, or like Matt said, maybe I'm just deflecting some of the credit that way. I thought about that once I, slapped myself on the wrist for just believing anything I saw online, because I check my MySpace page. I'm 59 on there. You can't lie online.
I mean, it's not impossible, and the logic is it follows. Okay, so I can see that being the case. I could also see it being a case where there was just editing that someone's editing this. It looks like a better thing. I'm just going to throw this in there, not realizing how much you're editorializing while doing that. That's fine. I don't know if we're going to talk about that. I don't know if you've even seen it, Matt, or if you guys have watched it.
No, okay, that's the one clip, but that's the part of it, like where you would think that he would have final sign-off power, wouldn't you?
Just like the Jordan doc with Last Dance and all that stuff. So that's why you could think, okay, now was it a conscious decision that Aaron said yes? I don't know. So who knows about that? But Matt, I did love the Christian Watson story yesterday. Well, no, I'm acknowledging it's possible. Back to the Christian Watson story. Very good. Yeah, great profile there. Talk about how that came to be and what you thought going through that about Christian Watson. I'd say a success story, a guy that maybe didn't get the catches. People have wondered about his impact last year. He wasn't coming down with them, but he's had impact in a lot of other ways doing the dirty work. And I think you brought that to light here in this story.
Yeah, a couple interesting numbers for Christian Watson this season. So there were a lot of questions his first 2 years, both in camp and in games, about his hands. Wasn't really coming down with contested catches all that much. And he had, I think, 7 drops through his first 2 seasons, which isn't egregious, but 7 drops.
But that first one, everyone remembers, right? Against the Vikings. Like that was like a big deal, right? So that's a tough way to start.
And then he has 1 drop this season. And it was the 49-yarder against the 49ers that should have gone for a touchdown, which he obviously knows. Through his first 6 games this season, Christian Watson had 14 targets. Through his last 7 games, he has 37 targets. I remember talking to and by the way, in the last 5 weeks in the NFL, Christian Watson leads the league in yards per catch, 29.8. I think that's on like 13 catches too. So I remember talking to Christian Watson in a group back after Romeo Doubs got suspended. And I asked him how difficult it was in the context of why Romeo was reportedly suspended. I asked Watson how difficult it was or is to put aside individual goals, especially when you're coming up on a contract situation this offseason when he's eligible for an extension. And Watson was honest. He said, I wouldn't say it's easy at all, to be honest. Everyone's a different person. Everyone has their own views on everything. One way or another, whether it's 1 million or 50 million, it is what it is. He said, at some point, whether it's tomorrow or 5 years from now, I'm going to get what I deserve if I just keep doing what I do and keep on striving to be the player that I'm going to be. I think that team goal will come first, and you gripe about the individual goals later. So it's interesting to look back on that through that stretch of up until that point, he had 8 targets through 4 games played. Now, one of those was the ankle injury he suffered at the end of the first quarter against the Vikings. That was his 1 target that game, and he didn't play the other 3 quarters, so that kind of skews it. But I one of the things I asked Reed yesterday was what he's seen from Watson behind closed doors through that stretch. And Reed said, hold on, let me pull up this quote. He said he's been the same guy all year, just being a brother, sticking together as one. He just stayed down for his time to come. The ball always going to find great energy. So as long as you bring a great energy, the ball's going to find you. He's been doing a great job. So Watson has a lot of fans in that locker room. People love how he goes about his business every day. And maybe it's cliche and maybe it's, intangibly, but all that patience early on in the season when he wasn't getting targets is paying off. And listen, guys, I think the Packers need Christian Watson to play like this if they have a legitimate shot at a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Matt. And the part of it where throughout the offseason and throughout the first, 5, 6, 7 weeks of the year, where we're trying to figure out who the number one guy is, I think and we've talked about it ad nauseum, but people didn't like the answer of it. They're number ones at different things. They all have a number one skill set, but it doesn't necessarily all package together in one player. But his deep threat ability and his ability to take the top off defenses and open up underneath for 3 really dynamic intermediate receivers of Doubs, Reed, and Tucker Kraft, I think now, I'm right there with you. If they're going to get where they want to be and win multiple playoff games, they're going to have to win 3 on the road. He's going to have one game where he is the clear-cut difference maker, if not more than one game, I would assume, in that playoff run.
Without a doubt. And I think the thing about Watson, and something LaFleur always emphasizes when he talks about him, is he can play any receiver position. He's more versatile than just a deep threat. And obviously, the yards per catch the last 5 weeks, 29.8, that would indicate he's just a deep threat, but he's not. He does all the dirty work, the blocking. They have the no block, no rock saying. Christian Watson embodies that. I think Dontavian Wicks is a really good blocker too.
Yeah.
And it's just what you need out of that receiver position, the selflessness to sacrifice maybe personal goals for what could be bigger team goals. And I still think Christian Watson has the number one potential. We thought he was the closest thing to a number one when we had all that talk before the season about who's number one. Does it matter if they have one? I would say through, what is it now, 14 games, Jaden Reed has probably displayed he's the closest thing to a number one option. But you could make the argument that Watson is the closest to it, and I wouldn't poo-poo it. So Watson, huge piece down the stretch, and if he can keep playing like he has the last month or two, they'll be in good shape.
Yeah, that's what's great about this receiving core is arguing about who's number one is a great argument to have because they're all playing so well. And I think it's interesting to note that the big playability, that's coming in a time when it's harder and harder to do that in this league. It's more of a premium because big plays aren't happening as much. Teams are playing all this umbrella. So it's a great skill to have. I mean, I don't know. It seemed to me that before Jaden Reed came along, he was doing a lot more of the jet sweeps and they're using him a lot more as a runner than they are now. I wonder, do you think that'll come back at all a little bit more? Because I remember there was some advanced numbers on, even when they faked it to him, that Aaron Jones and Dillon at the time were getting bigger holes, up the middle because linebackers were being held and things like that.
Yeah, I know we had asked Watson early last season if he wants to keep doing, I forget his answer, but if he wants to keep doing the jet sweep stuff because Rita had kind of taken that over. Watson can do it, but I think Reed's probably better suited to do it. Maybe better suited to squiggle through some of those tight crevices around the edge. Whereas Watson's just obviously bigger. He's 6'4". So I think those will stay Jaden Reed's for the time being.
Well, and in shiftiness to get the ball into Jaden Reed's hands, you're going to be pretty happy with it. A couple more questions on the Packers before we talked about the Brick Johnson story last night on the Football Feast, but people on this time slot got to be able to hear Matt Schneidman, just one or two quotes on the Brick Johnson story, which is just an electric factory at your website of The Athletic. When you go into a weekend like this, Tom Clements and company, being able to see the development of Jordan, when you talk to him later today, will it be mostly of what you've been able to see over the last 4, 5, 6 weeks, or is there more of a full season scope that you think they'll take mostly with the conversation of Tom? Because it does appear the confidence in rolling out is so different for Jordan right now.
Oh, it's undoubtedly a huge difference since he's been fully healthy. And I'm sure we'll talk about with Tom a little bit right now, or later today, I should say. But Jordan talked about it a little bit yesterday when he met with us, just about how that health has allowed him to maybe explore some other things. And I remember I wrote a story on it back when he had first kind of cleared that health hurdle after the groin injury in Jacksonville. And it really has opened up things. You look at in the Detroit game, him avoiding Jack Campbell, the free blitzer. That doesn't happen if he has a groin injury. And just some of this other stuff, rolling out, hitting Christian Watson on that third down on that diving catch near the Packers sideline. I don't think that happens if, maybe he's banged up a little bit. And if you look at, there's a play from the Jacksonville game where Love rolls out to his right and he hits Tucker Kraft for like 65 yards over the middle. And it was probably like 45 yards after the catch, but he's just limping, rolling out and gimpy. And it just presents the added element that defenses have to prepare for of mobility outside the pocket and inside the pocket, like he showed against the Lions. So it's been a huge benefit for the Packers for him to be healthy. And it's a big part of the reason why LaFleur says he's playing the best ball he's ever seen Jordan Love play right now.
Yeah, that was a great quote on the Matt LaFleur podcast, which you should go download right now on the all new and improved iHeartRadio app. We can also just set those presets and you can put the Matt Schneidman show right there on a preset. So every single time that podcast comes up, boom, right there. Brick and the Stick podcast, boom, right there. You going to have a new co-host on that Brick and the Stick next year? Is it going to be
might
Brick
be
Johnson?
Brick Johnson, I think.
Brick Johnson.
I would rather Brick Johnson, with all due respect to John Kuhn, seems like an electric factory.
Well, for a couple of them. I mean, I think Brick Johnson could give you 2 good episodes, and then I'm not sure what's left. I mean, it'd probably be kind of weird. Like,
I agree.
Okay, so Matt, I just got to clarify it with somebody that's in those locker rooms after games. Now, you're not in there right away, the celebratory speech and that kind of conversation. Is it as strange for me that Brick Johnson's apparently bringing his friends, male and female, into the locker room when you're 16, 17, 18 years old?
It's one of the strangest things I've ever seen this NFL season. It's just ridiculous.
And to hear that I didn't think that Aaron Rodgers would be the normal one in this situation coming in after a game. The game ball story. I don't know who all gives game balls out. Have you thought of that ever happening with a, let alone not coach, owner, GM, son of a coach walking in saying, fellas, I apologize here. Aaron, hold my beer. I got something to say to my man Garrett Wilson over here because he just won me a bunch of points on my fantasy team.
Yeah, I know Matt LaFleur gives out the game balls. Matt LaFleur has 2 sons that are in the young teens, I believe. You know, I think his son Ty wipes the floors at breaks of De Pere varsity basketball games, and he's like 12 or 13 years old. Imagine Ty LaFleur just, you know, snatching a game ball and being like, you know what?
Right.
Screw Jordan Love. Screw my dad. I'm giving this game ball to Chris Brooks.
Yeah, but you know what? Chris Brooks. Yeah, hello, Chris.
Everyone's looking around like,
but
CD, let's go.
Are you telling me are you telling me in buildings across this league there aren't prominent family members of owners or prominent positions?
There are. I know there are.
Not 17-year-olds. I'm sorry. I don't think there's a lot of 17-year-olds de facto running the team and then sending out
running the team,
sending texts and sending stories of Matt Schneidman's piece. This is like Ty LaFleur sending a piece to his dad saying, Matt Schneidman, hey, look at this piece that Schneidman wrote on your running back.
Yeah.
You got to move this guy out of here. They're talking about him sending them blog posts and being like, Dad, we got to get this guy out of the lineup here. What are we looking at?
Like in personnel
Jets
meetings.
X Factor is saying this guy's not good. Matt Schneidman could be de facto running the Packers if all of a sudden the LaFleur boys were like, hey,
we want Matt's articles.
Co-host is sitting here saying this is a winner.
I would love if someone printed Matt's articles and put them on the table at every personnel coaches meeting and stuff.
No, I'm not nearly that important. I understand my value in this community, and that is not part of it.
No,
my value is not much. But
did you get a snowblower yet? Did you work it out this morning? By the way,
did I snowblow my driveway?
Yeah.
No, because I got out of bed about 15 minutes ago, and now I'm on here with you guys.
But I didn't know if you had. I thought in the past we talked about you buying a snowblower, or did you ever?
No, my
one?
driveway is not big enough. I'll just shovel it this morning.
That's what I was wondering. What's that?
I just love that the condo guy is the one that wants to see if everyone's driveway.
I'm not hating on it. I'm not.
It's 10:25.
I'm just curious. I'm not like jumping on the guy. I'm not saying that. I'm not like.
You're just very interested in everybody else's sweat equity for somebody that doesn't have to put any in. Wants to go and talk about his HOA fees, but Armin's not going to put in any elbow grease like we do today.
I would love to save. I've said this before. I would love to save the condo fee and do it myself, but that's unfortunately not an option.
Yeah, sure, not an option. Matt, go put in a couple of minutes of good labor. We'll read all your stuff. We'll be following along at Matt Schneidman on Twitter, on Threads, on Blue Sky, and on Instagram, where I'm also watching Brick Johnson's post-game speech. So we appreciate it, man. We'll be listening tonight on the Matt Schneidman Show.
All right, thanks, guys.
That is Matt Schneidman of The Athletic, theathletic.com, and the Matt Schneidman Show, and the Matt LaFleur podcast, and the Brick and the Stick podcast.
You know what's coming for Brick Johnson? The podcast.
Oh, gotta have a podcast.
He's going to start his own podcast.
I thought you were going to say OnlyFans with a name like Brick Johnson.
No, I'm not interested in that.
He's going to do a podcast with the Hawk Tua girl.
No,
and that's going to make
Armin
so
would
much
be
money.
watching.
Yeah.
Then Armin would be watching.
Maybe he can appear on Talk Tua. It's already.
I also think I maybe should have put that disclaimer in because I was talking to somebody in the break room. I'm like, you guys if you have 5 minutes, you got to read this Brick Johnson story.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never heard of anything as good as this. And they said, dude, I can't look that up on the company Wi-Fi. No, trust me. It's okay. It's not going to take you to any bad sites. It's going to take you to The Athletic. And then you're going to subscribe and follow all of Matt Schneidman's writings about the Green Bay Packers because it is elite coverage. Also, not only Matt Schneidman, they got writers across the NFL.
Great group of writers.
College football writers that are second to none. And just wait till baseball season fires up because they got you covered as well. Basketball season, always. Our guy, Eric Name, covering the Milwaukee Bucks. It's fantastic stuff. So we appreciate The Athletic. We appreciate all their coverage. And we appreciate you on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. We got the Who Do You Love picks, the picks you need to beat to eat with the guys in a half hour from right now. We're back well before then on the game. It's Billy and Sorry and statewide.
Listen up, truckers. I don't have to tell you how a logistics company treats its carriers says a lot about how it operates. Enter Packer Freight. These guys put the care in carrier and the work in network because they're in it for the long haul. Partnership matters, and they've built a robust network of the hardest working truckload partners in the business. So to all the carriers out there working your axles off, Packer Freight thanks you. You're the reason our shipping customers can count on rapid, reliable, real easy freight. Visit packerfreight.com.
Touchdown! Packers Friday is sponsored by Cousins Subs, Believe in Better, and Horicon Bank, the natural choice. The Packers stay in primetime when they host the Saints Monday night at Lambeau.
Gotta feel good tonight. Monday night, you gotta feel it.
Doug Russell is live with the Potawatomi Sportsbook pregame show at 3 on your home for the Green Bay Packers. 97.3 The Game.
The new and improved free iHeartRadio app is finally here, just in time for the holidays. And it's everything you love about radio in the palm of your hand. The live radio dial, presets, scan, even lyrics. And iHeartRadio has all your favorite artists, playlists, and podcasts too, anytime, anywhere. It's our holiday gift to you. Get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
Cousins Subs is spicing things up this fall with a new sub and a delicious shake. The Chipotle cheesesteak sub with either grilled to order chicken or steak features pepper jack cheese, sauteed green peppers and onions, jalapenos, and Chipotle ranch dressing. Order in store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousins Subs, we believe in better.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-431-8958. That's 800-431-8958.
Hi, it's Jason from Capital Heating, Cooling, and Electric. We're proud to provide same-day repair 7 days a week. But I never told you why Capital does same-day repair. You see, many years ago, in the middle of winter, the entire heating system broke down in an apartment building I owned, a building full of people counting on me that I cared about. So I called a big heating company, told them it was an emergency, and paid the money they asked me to pay. They delivered the materials and said they'd be back the next day to install them. But they didn't come back the next day. Or the next, or the next. So after 3 more calls to that company, I went down in that basement, figured out how to hook up the equipment myself, and got the heat working. That's when I decided Milwaukee needs a company that cares. That's why Capital cares about you, your family, and your home. If it breaks, we repair same day. Find us online at callcapitalcares.com. And Merry Christmas.
The new episode of the LaRavie and LePay podcast is ready for you now. Wayne and Matt talk with Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy about his career and some interesting insights into the college landscape. Mark was a former athletic director at Colgate and Northwestern. Catch this and every episode of the LaRavie and LePay podcast, available anytime on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Presented by UW Credit Union. Here for every you.
Infinity's app shows precise costs of your new roof, providing peace of mind.
Infinity costs less, and the price we quote is surprise-free.
Because we pay less, you pay less. Warranted, guaranteed quality.
Installing peace of mind. InfinityRoofing.com.
Hey, what are you doing up on the step stool?
About to clean these light fixtures. The whole family's coming over. And if there's even a speck of dust in the house, my abuela will find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with that.
A Swiffer what?
A Swiffer duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So no more step stool?
No more step stool.
Easily trap and lock dust from hard-to-reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
You met with the stable boy despite your father's orders. He hoisted you onto the saddle and you wrapped your arms around him, embracing his silent strength. He lay you down amongst the wildflowers. You experienced love like never before. While you were buying dish soap. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover heart-stopping romance titles on Audible.
iHeartRadio is your #1 app for the holidays. Just open the app and search Holiday and start listening now. You'll see your local holiday radio station, plus all kinds of other holiday stations, playlists, and podcasts. iHeartRadio, free, never sounded so good.
Tigers fumble it to the front and they score! The Milwaukee Admirals conclude a 3-game road trip Friday when they travel to Grand Rapids to take on the Griffins. Here's Pauls, feeds at right point, Livingstone with a lane. He shoots, score! 3-game coverage at 5:30, face-off at 6 on Fox Sports 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
I woke up Chris Breezy. Oh my God, I'm the man. I'm so fly and I can dance. There's tattoos on my neck. I just FaceTime Kanye. I told him I'm his biggest fan, yeah. Got all these in my DM. Yeah, I do. Hold up. Holy, I got a kid. Oh, I can sing so well.
No BS on the game. Billy and Sarian with you. NicoletLaw.com talking text line, reacting to a myriad of different topics that we brought up here earlier on. 877-794-1973. Love the people that are shouting out Matt Schneidman on the conversation about Christian Watson. Also love the people that are shouting us out on the Brick Johnson story, like Derek and Watoma.
Indeed.
Brick Johnson sounds like somebody that should be hitting the air right before Ron Burgundy.
Well, it was Brick Tamlin in the movie, if you remember. Whammy. That's
Pretty
what it
dang
was.
close.
Whammy. Brick Tamlin.
Buddy Pal in Kenosha. Wow, the
Yeah.
Brickster. Glad I was listening today. Just called my money guy to make sure that I divest out of Johnson & Johnson before this kid takes the wheel.
Yeah, you probably should, although it's probably a more solid investment than Hawk to a coin, which is also trending.
I got to think a little bit better than Hawk to a coin.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I know you're really in on the Hawk to a coin deal. I am very,
Yeah.
very happy for you that she's talking again.
Well,
You
we're
were quite nervous. You were getting a little bit nervous. It appeared that she was MIA.
I love that she tweeted finally and said she's trying to find the parties responsible. So I hope she can find them and figure out what. I'm like, weren't you the one?
She does have to be better than OJ at being able to find out.
I'm out there looking.
I'm out there looking. I want you guys to know. I'm gonna find him.
He tried. I think he was just playing golf every day. Red Hot Tim Knott, Screw Love and Screw My Dad. Wasn't that a Simple Plan song in 01? Yeah, Simple Plan did have some great songs.
Oh wow.
I'd Do Anything was one of my favorite ones, and I'm just a kid. Life is a nightmare.
I'm just a kid.
That was the one.
Not fair. Nobody cares. Yeah, there's also Screw Love, Screw My Dad might also be a part of the conversation coming up later on here today on the Drew and KB show. Brittany Schmidt is going to be a featured guest
I heard
on the
about
show.
this, but KB made sure to stop me in the hallway to tell me about it.
Now, I was unfamiliar with Brittany Schmidt.
Marquette alum, I believe.
Marquette alum.
Yeah.
Comic. Very funny. Little Nikki Glazer style.
Oh, I see.
On the content.
When Nikki became popular, it seemed like there were a lot of female comedians that sprouted up in her wake.
In that wheelhouse.
Yeah.
In that wheelhouse. Now, I've been told Brittany Schmidt might be better than Nikki Glazer.
She might be better. Okay. She's up and coming. We know about that.
And also, if she's a Wisconsin girl, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. Say absolutely going to be better than Nikki Glazer.
We're cheering for our local teams.
So if Brittany Schmidt was there roasting Tom Brady, would have been a little bit better than Nikki Glazer potentially would be. But she's going to be on the Drew and KB show, I'm being told, or later on here today. So big day today on the Drew and KB show that you're not going to want to miss. You're never going to want to miss their program.
Never.
But especially when it has a headliner guest like that. Also going to be a part of an Iron Jock deal that they got going on here today out in the Waukesha area. So be a part of the Drew and KB spectacular coming up here at 3:00 as well. Now, the more and more that you keep bringing this up, the more and more we get people talking about this Hawk Tua deal. I don't understand any of this.
Me neither.
I don't
really
know what the rug pull means. I don't know what any of this situation
all I know
is.
There's a bunch of dudes on X, like crypto bros, that like have a bunch of like bitmojis in their header and like in their profile and stuff. I don't really understand most of it. I'm just kind of.
But you're enamored with it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of watching them, laughing and enamored, and everyone's going crazy about it like all the time. I guess there's Fart Coin too. That's what Dominic says in the text line. There's also a different coin that's valued at $767 million called Fart Coin. I don't know. I'm not into it. I don't think it's real, to be honest.
You brought this into my algorithm, and now I keep hearing it all the time.
I'm sorry.
So now I gotta keep finding this out, and now I keep feeling dumber and dumber because I don't know any of it.
I don't think you should feel dumb for it. I think you should feel smart for not involving yourself in it, Billy. That's actually
that's
the
a way of
look at
thinking.
it.
Well, you don't want to invest in fart coins?
Yeah, no, right? I mean, that seems like the most solid
I
investment.
have a
of all
fart
time.
coin coming up here in about 5 minutes or so that might end up firing up.
During the
More-
break, I hope. Yeah.
No, it's just happened.
Oh, okay. By the way, I was wrong. It was Champ Kind doing the whammy. I'm so sorry.
You got to get cultured.
I
Armin.
knew Anchorman. Brick Tamlin was weather. That was Steve Carell.
I love Lamp.
Gosh, I can't believe I blew that one. I used to love that movie a lot.
Amazing picture coming in on the talk and text line from Joe. Check out Eric Wilson biking to practice in the snow. Full pads, Guardian helmet on, and the big old snow tires on that 10-speed.
It's just different in Green Bay. It's just different in Green Bay, man. We get through the snow. We're doing it together, and we got our players riding their snow tires. Those look like the trick bikes those kids, the cool kids had with the pegs, Billy. You know what I'm talking about? The trick bikes, the BMX kids, you know? Of course, I had my 10-speed Huffy.
I was going to say, yeah, you had the Huffy that, listen, I was not going to be on one of them trick bikes because they were way too small for your boy.
That's a good point.
They were not suitable for a larger individual and a large fellow. There was no chance that was going to work out. What are you eyeing up for tomorrow? Are you in on this? I know you don't love Christmas Day football. I know you're not a big fan that they're playing games on Wednesday.
It's just
so they're going to shift
like
the games in tomorrow.
Yeah.
I generally am all football all the time. However,
right.
Little frustrated with this NFL decision that they got to try to take away day one of the college football playoff first round. You get all these other days.
Yeah, see, this is the point.
Many other days.
So you do want some days to be sacred, even if it's another sport or another.
But I still want it to be football.
Okay, I get that, but you want Saturdays to be college football day. Like, that's the thing. Billy.
Just this one.
But the NFL,
just this one.
That's the Pandora's box. The NFL wants to own every part of your consciousness. So the NFL gets to be on Christmas now because they were on Thanksgiving. They want to be on every main holiday. They want to play every day of the week. That's just the way it is, Billy. And now you do have a Friday game that's unencumbered by NFL tonight. You do have Notre Dame, Indiana.
Oh, and I am going to bask in that glory tonight.
And
it is going to be they already have the Game Day is going to do an afternoon show there. The visuals are amazing.
That's the
by
one,
Touchdown Jesus there in South Bend, Indiana.
With the weather and everything.
Picturesque.
And it's the one game where there's a lot of fan interest for tickets are like $450 or some crazy. So that's the one game, because we've talked about that as a storyline, Billy, with the first round of the college football playoff, that tickets aren't selling as well, or the interest in tickets might not be as well. But this is the exception. So I think the vibe should be incredible at Notre Dame Stadium. I really do.
When did we get so dialed in on ticket markets and saying that is like the gauge of interest in games?
That's probably when elastic pricing first started, dynamic pricing.
Because it feels like the more and more we see it as well with Packers, and I've been going back and forth with Nagler about it a couple of different times, of like the accessibility to buy in tickets. I feel like we care so much more about what people are doing with tickets nowadays than we
do
15 years ago.
Once upon a time,
5 years ago.
Once upon a time, there was no such thing as dynamic ticket pricing. There was, but it was the dudes outside the Bradley Center. The scalpers. That was the aftermarket, Billy. Now it's just online. So I think we use that now as a judgment on the interest of the game, on the excitement, on the quality of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably wrong to do that. You're right, because there's a lot of factors involved. But we do that.
It's just so strange to me. Like it's now become like, wow, people aren't buying the tickets, or people buying too many tickets. Like it's a strange deal. Mark said, Billy, how about the NCAA doesn't take 2 weeks off? Yeah. Like I'm not against that. Right. Like for them to speed this and accelerate the playoff up, I could absolutely see them trying to do so. I also don't love the fact that it ends the day that school starts for a lot of these people in the second semester.
Right.
It's a part of the calendar. But the NCAA calendar is all bleeped up, Mark.
It is.
So like this being a part of it, I'm not surprised. I absolutely get where you're coming from, and I could see them accelerating it and moving it up. But right now, it ain't happening.
That's all right. You're 20 minutes away from the Staff DNA Cure Bowl kicking off.
And we're going to turn that bad boy on right over here and enjoy all throughout it. All right, that's Armin Sari, and I'm Billy Schmidt. We got the picks that you need to beat to eat with the guys coming up in 20 minutes from right now. On the other side, a team in the NFC that continues to make more and more noise, not for the right reasons. We'll talk about it. It's No BS with Billy and Sari on The Game.
It's Freaky Friday. I'm in Chris Brown's body. I drive his Ferrari, and I'm like skin black.
What the heck? I woke up and I'm little.
All right, Dad, let's go. We got a place to be. It's Christmas time. Let's roll.
From our locker room to yours, Merry Christmas from all of us on the game.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Brian Butch for Window Nation. And well, we know what's coming, the holiday season, which means everything is expensive. And you're wasting your hard-earned money out your bad windows. So right now, make sure that you get in touch with Window Nation. Right now, it's their end-of-year sale. Get 50% off all styles of windows with a bonus 10% off. Plus, you could get 0 interest for 6 years. So imagine what you can do with all that money you saved. The holidays are right around the corner. Sale ends December 31st, so schedule your fast in-home estimate right now at 866-90Nation or visit windownation.com.
Stock up on everyday essentials at Menards and save big money. We're your one-stop shop for pet food and supplies. Feed your pets wild side with Blue Buffalo dog and cat food. It's made with real meat and natural ingredients that your pets will love. Save big on Blue Buffalo pet food at Menards. And don't forget to visit menards.com to see our weekly flyer for all our great deals.
Skip waiting for a table and enjoy a homemade fish fry every Friday at Sendik's. Enjoy 3 pieces of beer-battered Northern Atlantic cod, fried shrimp, walleye fillets, or baked cod. Each include your choice of original potato pancakes or French fries and all the fixings like fresh rye bread, creamy coleslaw, homemade applesauce, and Sendik's tartar sauce. Every Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at your neighborhood Sendik's. Sendik's Food Markets, your trusted local grocer.
A magical holiday experience for the entire family returns to Franklin Field November 22nd. Snow Globe Holiday Festival, powered by Enchant, offers a captivating experience with lots to do. From the story-propelled holiday light maze featuring millions of twinkling lights to visits with Santa, Mrs. Claus, and all the elves. Glide on the ice skating trail, create your own woodland creature, and more. Snow Globe Holiday Festival, powered by Enchant, November 22nd through December 30th at Franklin Field. Visit snowglobemagic.com for tickets and information.
Hey guys, Billy Schmid letting you know that Milwaukee Weight Loss is extending their huge 20% off holiday sale now through December 27th. You're going to get the lowest prices of the year on their result-getting Milwaukee Weight Loss program. Same one I did earlier this year, and it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. They know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day without an exercise program, no prepackaged meal program, and no counting points or calories. There's no drugs, there's no surgery, and there's no injections with the risks of serious side effects. So start losing those unwanted pounds now or wait till after the holiday season. But the best part is there's no losing weight and then gaining it all back. You keep the weight off for good with Milwaukee Weight Loss. So visit them online today at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com and schedule your free consultation or give them a call at 262-433-4008. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in the first month or two. So call for a free weight loss consultation. 262-433-4008 or visit them online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. And when you sign up, make sure you tell them that you heard about it on the game and Billy Schmid sent you.
The holidays are just around the corner, so now's the time to shop new deals at Lowe's. Make your home even merrier with up to 75% off select holiday decor clearance. Plus, don't miss our limited time weekly deal drops on items like appliances, tools, grills, and more. There's something for everyone on your list. Count on Lowe's to help you save all season long, because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 12/19 through 12/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Winter weather advisory continues through noon for most of the metro areas. Should see a high of 32 with the snow winding down early afternoon and clearing out to some sunshine right before it sets. Overnight tonight will drop down to 12 with just a few clouds and then only 24 Saturday. I'm Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist Rob Haswell.
This report is sponsored by Universal Windows Direct. Schedule your free in-home estimate today and get a free upgrade to triple pane glass. Plus, for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. And they'll double your energy tax credit. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Drew and KB here. Join us at 3 o'clock. We'll be broadcasting for the last time before Christmas live from Mix and Sense on Wisconsin Avenue in Pewaukee.
We're going to play Figure It Out, and we are going to have a very special guest of some notoriety.
Join us at 3, Drew and KB.
when you're spending every day on your own. And here it goes. I'm just a kid and life is a nightmare. I'm just a kid.
This hour of No BS on the game brought to you by Happy Place Hemp and HappyPlaceHemp.com. Everybody relax with Happy Place Hemp. Enjoy the couch. Enjoy a weekend of fun, or enjoy a weekend of, I don't know, snow blowing and building snowmen and playing outside. Maybe a little bit of sledding. Enough to get a toboggan. Kids still doing that.
Toboggan. I think toboggan was wooden, right?
I think that's like the wooden sled that's a little bit more fun.
I like the Home Alone one.
Probably a little bit more aggressive too.
Toboggan?
I don't know that you're stopping a toboggan.
Toboggan sounds intense. You know what I mean?
It feels like a tree's the only thing that's stopping you on a toboggan.
Little creakier, less comfortable. Like if you were a real one, you rode a toboggan, not one of these fancy saucers or inner tubes.
Right. Sorry, we didn't have these cool plastic hover spheres that you're sliding down here on. I just had to grab some wood and a couple of 2x4s and build this thing up.
Right.
Also, but Happy Place Hemp, whether it's a toboggan, whether it's sledding, whether it's shoveling. Sorry if you're shoveling. It's a little bit wet. It's heavy. It's some heavy stuff. Happy Place Hemp is going to make you feel a whole lot better when you're done with it. Grab yourself a Delta 8, Delta 9 gummy, or CBN CBD gummy. You're going to need some of that muscle cream after the day and the work that you're about to put in, being able to remove this snow. So let Happy Place Hemp help you and get 25% off every single time using promo code Billy at happyplacehemp.com. Best way to do it. Now, Armin, during the break, I get this message from my mother.
Oh, okay. I love your mom. She's awesome.
Your dad is so nice. He just snowblowed 2 neighbors' driveways.
Let's go, Mr. Schmidt. Let's go. That's That's the kind of neighborly thing we do around here in Hales Corner, right? That's the name. That's like the
I
neighborly
love my dad.
thing. Yeah.
Dad, what are you doing?
What do you mean? He's helping out his neighbors. He's being that guy.
Almost 70 years old.
Oh, he's got the snowball.
And my man is out here ripping the errands all over the place.
He's fine. He's got a great piece of equipment. Don't take that away from him, Billy.
Bad thing is I say, oh my God, why?
I know. I mean, but I'm sure he can handle it.
So I'm the jerk. Because I see other people's.
You're not a jerk.
She said, one is an elderly woman, hit the belt. That's a great reason to. Great reason to. The other is a firefighter who's working. Amazing reason to.
First of all, he's aware of it, which means he knows his neighbors. 2, he's willing to help out. 3, he's doing the ones he needs to do. Like you're not a jerk because you're concerned about your dad. You want to make sure he's good to go.
That's
fine.
I'm also in the camp that sorry, I don't really know that much about the neighbors. My man Victor next door, great. Works at Youth Pass. I couldn't tell you. I know names. I know most of the people. I know what's going on. I don't know occupations. I don't know people's job schedule. Like I walk outside, I'm like, man, that sucks for them.
See, that's not what I want. I want to know my neighbors. I want to have the meetups in the middle of the cul-de-sac like everyone talks about on the internet. I want to know what's going on with everybody. I just love being neighborly. So, Billy, I think you have to step up your neighbor game on that one.
I knew my neighbors by the names of their dogs. I forgot their actual human names, but the names of the dogs I remember.
Well, people probably know you, Dave, as
the tall guy.
And Millie's dad.
They all remember me. I'm just like, I'm sorry. Have I met you?
They probably call you though. That's the tall guy, Millie's dad. Millie's your dog, right? So like there's a lot of different times that there is a identifying quality, right? So, firefighter Jim, we should go clear off his driveway.
I think that's a nice thing to do right there.
I don't know, man. I am a jerk.
No, you're not.
The last thing I was thinking of when I was done with the big old errands, running that bad boy out this
somebody
morning,
else's, yeah.
was taking that thing down the street.
I think it depends on the type of equipment you have. It's a toy. You want to play with it, right? So if you have a really nice big one, you're wanting to do everyone's driveways.
Got to get that for a drop.
It is, but no, and I get where you're coming from.
I think that's what it is.
There is a manly quality to it of those fumes are running.
I'm already done here. I gotta keep playing with this thing.
It's like mowing the lawn. It's like, well, I'm already out here. I've got a couple more hours to kill. Might as well.
And I'm not saying that
you could be riding on a lawnmower.
A riding lawnmower. Absolutely.
Okay. That's different. Then you're driving around and you're having a good time. You're listening to the game on the iHeartRadio app.
Come on now.
Totally different situation.
So like if you have a riding lawnmower and you don't go and help people, it almost feels like you're saying, "What are you doing here?"
Well, I don't want to say that because touching another man's lawn is it's serious.
That's
business.
true. You got to have some conversation before you touch someone's grass.
Right. No one's upset about a driveway. Nobody. No, driveway is totally just for function and stuff like that. some people's lawns are their baby. You don't mess with that. So I wouldn't do that at all.
mean, listen, people take the driveways pretty damn seriously.
Oh, like
you've
Mike
been
Heller.
listening to the Mike Heller show for a long
Heller.
time.
Yeah, Mike Heller will do
now,
that.
Mike Heller's going to shame a lot of people for their for their pavement fresh ability here coming up today.
Yeah,
I'm interested to hear how the service did Mike's pavement.
I'm sorry.
I'm interested to see how the service
service
clears out Mike's pavement today. I'm just.
Are you calling him out? Are you revealing? Wow.
We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
You're out Mike on that right there. Wow.
Oh, he'll out himself.
Okay.
But my man Wayne Larrabee said today, listen, service is coming. And Butchie, I'm like,
Wayne's got more important stuff to do.
You had a back that was just reconstructed.
Yeah.
You got a shoulder that's reconstructed. You sit out there with a nice cup of coffee and enjoy.
He's got tape to watch on the Saints. Let's be honest.
He's got to figure out who Jake Haener is.
Yeah, exactly. Wayne's got a lot more going on than that. You don't want Wayne wasting his
Maybe
time.
I should go and start clearing some people's driveways.
Maybe we should clear out Wayne Larrabee so he doesn't have to worry about it. You know what I mean?
He's got service for that. 877-794-1973. If people want Armin Sarian to be their snow removal service, I mean, you're not clearing your own area out, so you probably could go over and help somebody
No, but
out.
I'm paying for it. And they were in the middle of the night doing it last night. I mean, they're beeping up like the truck's back up in the middle of that. I'm like, if my baby wakes up because of this, I'm not going to be happy about it. Then again, I can't be mad about it either, because it's like, okay, well, they have to do it sometime. They have to clear it out sometime. But no, I like I said many times, I'll say it again. If I could not pay the condo fee and do it myself, I definitely would. But I'm also the guy that's just fine driving over the thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I would have been
not
just,
good at it.
Just fine.
I'm just going to drive right through this. It'll be all good in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I thought about it yesterday. You could clear this out, get the base layer off, not drive on it. Hell with that.
No, exactly.
Back up and down on that thing. Don't even worry about it.
You're fine.
877-794-1973. We'll get a lot more texts in on this. And listen, Mike Heller will love your pavement fresh. This is the first opportunity for him to fire these things out. So he's ready for it. He's ready to grade. And he is a harsh grader when it comes to you clearing out that snow. You clearing out your drive. He's not going to settle.
Absolutely
He wants
not.
excellence. That's kind of like what we demand when we get to Who Do You Love, our favorite part of the week. Friday, Football Friday, the picks that you need to beat to eat with the guys, and you better you bet. I mean, who do you love? How about if you bet last night, that investment that I had, was that interesting, Armin?
That was an interesting one last night.
Was that interesting last night with the Chargers down 21-10 early? People looking around saying, ha, this guy is just missing all over the place.
That's where you hedge it. That's why hedges exist in the middle of games, Billy, right there.
Very, very excited to fire off 5 winners for you. We're going to take caller number 5 to be a part of it, the final contestant on a Football Friday for Who Do You Love? That comes up after the news desk with Doug Russell and hour 3 of No BS with Billy and Sarians right after this.
I feel
Underdog Fantasy is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money on real sports and become one of 5 million happy players and $2 billion won, because they make it fun and easy to cash in on your favorite athletes' performances. Their pick'em game is where you could win up to 1,000 times your money by simply choosing higher or lower on your favorite player's stats. And you can make a football, all basketball, or an entry with a mix between the two. Underdog also thinks that every dog deserves a second chance. And their Underdog Rescues, you can get your money back and receive a promo if an early injury causes your entry to lose. How about that? Underdog this season running a special promo or bonus almost every single day. Like Profit Boost, they pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply a boost to eligible entries. With discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at a big W, and free picks. They're basically a sure thing. A player just needs to get higher than a half a point of a stat for that pick to win. Plus, all new users get a free pick. So download the app today, sign up with promo code Billy, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code Billy. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Crank it up! Packers Friday is sponsored by Circa Sportsbook. Sports betting the way it should be. And Sendik's Food Market, your game day foods destination.
Grab the contest rules for 97.3 The Game at thegamemke.com.
Brian Butch for Iron Jock Performance Apparel. You can't beat the holidays, Christmas and New Year's, cold, snowy weather. Hey, I'm the polar bear. What can I say? Presents, basketball, and did I mention presents That's where Iron Jock comes in. Here's your chance to get your hands on the most comfortable 4-way stretch, stain wicking, and zero body odor smelling apparel for 40% off. 40% off. High-end items like quarter zips, hoodies, jogger sweats, and polos. 40% off stocking stuffers like boxers, socks, and short sleeve tees. Here's the deal. Now through December 29th, when you buy $75 or more of Iron Jock, your entire order will go down 40% when you use promo code HOLIDAY40. 40% off now through December 29th with code HOLIDAY40. And shipping is free. Go to ironjock.com for details. That's ironjoc.com. On behalf of myself and Paul Hansen, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Iron Jock Nation. Thank you for supporting Iron Jock.
At Cousin Subs, the bigger your smile, the better we feel. That's why our menu features something for everyone, like our Wisconsin cheese curds, golden fries, creamy shakes, and mac and cheese, all paired with your favorite sub or our subs in a bowl. And don't forget our kids' meals, now with a free cookie. Here's to a better day. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Skip waiting for a table and enjoy a homemade fish fry every Friday at Sendik's. Enjoy 3 pieces of beer-battered Northern Atlantic cod, fried shrimp, walleye fillets, or baked cod. Each include your choice of original potato pancakes or French fries and all the fixings like fresh rye bread, creamy coleslaw, homemade applesauce, and Sendik's tartar sauce. Every Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at your neighborhood Sendik's. Sendik's Food Markets, your trusted local grocer.
Miller Lite is brewed with great taste and only great taste.
The Miller Brewing Company would like to issue a correction. Miller Lite is brewed to be less filling. What are you doing here?
Miller Lite tastes great.
Look, I'm just reading the script. It says less filling.
That's not what my script says.
Well, mine said.
We'd like to apologize for the previous announcers. Miller Lite is in fact less filling and tastes great. Time to shine, legal guy.
Celebrate responsibly. Milwaukee, Wisconsin beer. 96 calories and 3.2 grams carbs per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
Go, Pack, go! Cheer on the Packers as they take on the New Orleans Saints for some Monday Night Football December 23rd, 7:15 p.m. kickoff. Grab your friends and head to Milwaukee at Jack's American Pub, 3rd Street Market Hall, Copper on King, or Who's on Third for Miller Lite specials and promotions during all Packers games. Miller Lite, great taste, less filling. Tastes like Miller time.
Go, Pack, go!
You met with the stable boy despite your father's orders. He hoisted you onto the saddle and you wrapped your arms around him, embracing his silent strength. He lay you down amongst the wildflowers. You experienced love like never before while you were buying dish soap. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover heart-stopping romance titles on Audible.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out. Oh, Downy in the rinse change. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Every day live from Milwaukee and heard on the iHeart app by fans everywhere. This is WRNW-FM Milwaukee, 97.3 The Game. This hour of No BS is brought to you by Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Drop it. He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Doug Russell.
All right, let's start in the NFL. Monday Night Football. It'll pit the Packers against the Saints at Lambeau Field and here on 97.3 The Game in Milwaukee and on the Packers Radio Network. Like last season, quarterback Jordan Love caught a heater in the second half of the year.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. I think this is the best ball he's played. Just when I look at all the little things, like I explained the other day, in terms of his ability to manipulate the pocket when he's under duress, getting the ball to his checkdowns or whatever it may be, I think he's playing at a really high level.
Packers coach Matt LaFleur. Kickoff Monday night is set for 7:15. Pregame is at 3 with me live from the Miller Lite end zone at Lambeau Field. What is that about Toyota-thon that just makes Jordan Love just catch one? And 7 touchdowns to no interceptions since he threw the pick at Chicago. Just kind of sailed Tucker Kraft in the red zone. He's been great.
What a miss by Toyota. What a miss by Toyota.
Huge.
To pair up with Brock Purdy
right?
Instead of Jordan Love, who's giving you more free advertising for your year-end sales event where you can get the best prices of the year on all the best lines of Toyotas, whether it's Corolla, Camry,
all of them,
Sequoia, Tundra. You can get all those deals. You should have had Jordan Love saying that instead of this guy, Brock Purdy, yesterday, who's walking around with all of his offensive linemen saying, get on in there and grab yourself a new beautiful white truck.
And I'm not going to apologize for saying this. Jordan Love's actually much better, a good quarterback, could possibly be a great quarterback. Brock Purdy's fooled us again. Didn't fool you last year. You were questioning him all year last year.
Who was the jerk last year who said this Brock Purdy cat's not the MVP?
Right. No, I don't know.
Not the MVP, but he has been to a Super Bowl, and sometimes perception is more.
Didn't Chris Chandler also go to the Super Bowl?
Reality.
Mark Rippon win one.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. They all did.
Yep.
They all did.
I'm not saying
Jordan Love still. I mean, that's the only pelt that's not on Matt LaFleur's wall right now.
He's fulfilled his potential really well. Brock's done a good job considering where he was drafted. And
he had no, but when you get drafted 257, you have no thought.
That's kind of my point.
So him playing in a game was taking over better than what you thought.
I agree. That's the credit I'm giving him. I mean,
you don't always have to grind only on that scale, right? So I'm not talking about you. I'm saying that that whole deal is, well, he was the last pick in the draft. No one expected him to be here. Yeah, but now you're here. Now they're going to potentially pay you $50 million. It's going to be a little different deal for Mr. Purdy.
Yeah. Well, Jordan Love right now, he doesn't need the money. We'll put it that way. He's cashing in his 55.
Well, that's a big part of it, yeah.
No. All right.
Didn't need the deal.
Week 16 kicked off last night in L.A.
Herbert looking, pumps, takes off to his left, throws left toward the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers.
Play-by-play courtesy of Westwood One. Yeah, by the way, Jordan Love, he can afford that route for. The Chargers beat the Broncos 34-27. Both teams now 9-6. So if you look at the playoff picture, if the season were to end today, and it doesn't, but if it were, in the AFC, Chiefs, Bills, Steelers, Texans, those are your 1 through 4. Those are your division leaders. Your 5 seed is the Ravens. They're 9-5. And then it's the Chargers and the Broncos, both 9-6 at 6-7. It is tight in the AFC.
Yeah, hard to grab one of those spots. Herbert and company. Dude, that guy is a madman. Like, I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of people that don't think that Herbert's too hyped up with the national media. He is awesome.
He's a good player.
He is so good. His ability to get some of those balls off last night while he is just getting dragged down to the ground.
It's the pressure. It's incredible. Yeah, he's been under pressure all year. That's the other thing. Every time I think the Chargers,
a fresh new haircut.
I also think he's with the right coach too.
Yeah.
Amen.
Broncos are over. Like every time I think the Broncos are going to keep winning, and then it's the Chargers, and then they met head to head last night. It's a very interesting group there, the Chargers. It's like I thought they were one team that didn't cover for me last week, and they took a dump last week, so I didn't know what to expect from this week.
Armin's not picking them for another year.
Well, that's the problem. And then you're chasing, and then you're like, "Am I chasing?" And then it's a whole thing.
That loss, you're gonna hate the LA Chargers forever. How close you were to that parlay.
I feel like they're gonna do the weeks you think they're gonna keep doing well, they don't, but then they're gonna do well again when you don't think so. So.
College football.
Welcome to gambling.
Yeah,
no
It's
doubt.
the worst.
The college
So
football player
fun.
transfer system. It's only fun when you're not. It's only fun when you're winning. It's not fun when you're losing. Confirmed. The college football player transfer system is broken. Someone's got to come up with a good plan to pay players without having yearly free agency. That was my takeaway from Luke Fickell's exclusive interview with our own Mike Heller yesterday.
This is the truth, and I think every kid is being recruited right now. And it's not the issue can be is not just the kids in the transfer portal, and that's what's probably the most alarming thing of all. Is that's where it's making it almost impossible to have some semblance of where you're headed.
Really good interview yesterday that Mike had with Luke Fickell. He did get a recruit on the portal on Thursday, former Nina safety Matt Young, who had been playing at Division III Bethel College in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Dude was balling out in the playoffs. Yeah,
he was. Yeah, he was. He's headed to Madison to play for the Badgers in 2025.
I know I was probably one of the only individuals that was utilizing my ESPN Plus account over the last few weekends to be able to watch the D3 playoffs.
I love ESPN Plus. I love it. because you can watch all those games.
You can
right?
watch just about anything. You can watch G League basketball if you want.
He had a big game when Bethel went and beat Wartburg, who had knocked out Platteville earlier on in the finals. Bethel had themselves a wild game this weekend. They end up giving up this game leading touchdown, end up the go-ahead touchdown with like 40-some seconds to go. They, what appears, score the game-winning touchdown with like 5 seconds to go, call an offensive holding, run the rest of the clock off, game ends. Wild situation. I know everybody was waiting for that D3 update.
I knew you'd be watching that game though for some reason.
I couldn't wait.
It's because, and we say this with love, and I think Armin would agree with me on this, you are a football degenerate.
Oh, absolutely.
Quickly to basketball, the Bucks and Cavs tonight. Milwaukee coming off their NBA Cup championship. The Cavs are 23-4 on the year. Coach Doc Rivers was asked what he learned about his team during their 6-0 Cup run.
Just playing together. I think hanging in there. A great lesson for our team is a guy named Pat Connaughton. Pat Connaughton hadn't played in a month, right? And today we chose him to play in this game, and he played great. And the best part of it, he never stopped working. Like, he kept preparing every day. So there's a message in there too.
Patty, he's a pro. I mean, it can't have been easy for him to go through this stretch of his career now. So
when he retires from basketball, can he go play baseball then?
Good question. I don't see why not.
Good baseball pitcher.
Like reverse Brandon Whedon.
Yeah, or Drew Henson.
Drew Henson was the other one. Yeah.
Tip time tonight between the Bucks and Cavs is set for 6:30. Dame is out because his calf now hurts.
Give him a
I
day
don't know if
off.
that's load management. I don't even care if it's load management or not. But
Give him a day off.
Yeah, the record of teams immediately coming off the Cup championship. Now, granted, it's a very small sample size.
I
With
was
the
gonna say, a
Lakers
lot
and
of
the Pacers
historical
from,
evidence,
it's not great. So, you said the Bucks are.
The Bucks are 9-point dogs right now.
Okay.
9.
I think that's a sucker's bet. I think they're going to get killed tonight.
All right.
Head over to the Potawatomi
Hey, it's one of
Sportsbook.
82,
Ducks
man.
can't miss right there.
There we
One
go.
of
Let's
82.
go.
If we had your money, we put it down. 2 days in a row, I made an obtuse reference to Doug.
To my
having a lot of
exorbitant
money.
salary.
Yes.
Yes, I'm dressed like, I don't have anybody to plow my driveway today, so that's why I'm dressed like this today.
Proud of you
That's
for
how
showing off.
that's how little money I have.
Do you find it interesting, Doug, that our guy Armin Sarian, who lives in a condo, has asked multiple people how the snowblowing went this morning?
I just asked. I thought it was a folksy
Wanted
thing
to
to
know.
ask. Okay, I thought it was
great. You know what? The trepidation that I had was that it wasn't going to start because it hadn't started since the last snow. And you know what? That sucker, that Toro.
Let's go.
Let's go.
First pull.
See, now,
That's
bad part
great.
was after the first pull, all of a sudden I turned that thing from the start to run, shut off.
Ooh.
So I'm like,
Why is
what?
that? What'd you
I
do?
thought it was going to go.
The choke or something? The choke?
Fire that bad boy right back up.
Yeah.
Slowly move that thing
Okay.
from choke into
Yeah.
run.
That's
She was ready to go.
that's
I
the
just got
key.
too excited.
I understand, man.
I just think
it's
that
a big moment when you crank that thing up for the first time.
Just
Yeah,
thought
it's
that's
awesome.
what dudes ask each other when it snows around here. Hey, how's the snowblowing? How'd your thing start this morning? Your snowblower,
Yeah.
you know?
People that have them do.
Right.
How'd your snowblowing go today, Billy?
It was pretty awesome. Yeah, it was good.
Mine was
did.
awesome, too.
I'd like to say this. I did buy years ago a shovel from Menards in case of emergencies. If I needed to shovel out, if they didn't snowblow yet.
What emergency?
Like, if the snow is so packed that I have to get the car out and I need to shovel out the driveway.
Sure.
I don't know.
I love this guy.
I don't know about you, Billy, but I
emergency could
love
definitely
snowblow.
happen.
That first snowblow of the year.
See, that's what I'm saying.
There's
It's
certain
so
guys get
good.
it. Yeah, certain guys
That's
get
why
it.
your
Certain
dad did
guys
the
get it.
neighbors.
All right, Doug. Yeah. Am I a jerk for asking my dad and my mother, why is dad out here snow blowing multiple people's driveways?
Maybe he just likes it. I mean, I don't know if it makes you a jerk. I think it makes you inquisitive, but I don't know that it makes you a jerk.
Definitely makes me a millennial. Like, I do think that I do think that there is and maybe a little closer to Gen Z style, like that.
So if I know that
take care of your own yard.
If I know my neighbors are out of town and I can tell when, like, if Vinny and Ashley, they don't have or Jason and Jacqueline next door, they're on either side of me.
Yeah.
If I know they're out of town and it snows, I'll plow them. I got a snow blower. It's all good.
How is there not an app? Maybe there is for snow blowing in the area, like Uber or Eats or something.
Or like emergency hockey goalie.
There was just one on Shark Tank, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, and they formed originally at the University of Wisconsin. So they're not in the Milwaukee area, but they are. I believe they're in Madison in certain neighborhoods. So it's college students. And you just connect with them on an app. And I don't know what the app is called, but if you want to go back and watch Shark Tank from last week, it's probably
scouted out that way. Okay, I'm interested.
I did know about emergency hockey goalie. It's like an app that if you need a hockey goalie,
need a goalie.
That's an app.
Yeah, need a goalie. Pull up. It's like Gas Buddy for your goalie on your pickup hockey game. It works out.
And they get to keep the jersey and everything. Doesn't matter what league it is.
Yeah, come over to the rec center, ball out, and then get up out of here.
I love it.
Maybe I should just start doing that. Maybe I should just walk around with the snowblower after the show today and just start taking care of people's driveways.
I think why not? I mean, listen, anybody want to pay me some money? Let's negotiate a fee and I'll do it.
Now it's for money. I thought this was supposed to be out of the goodness of our hearts.
Oh, I thought you meant the app deal. No, I mean, you should be working for this money.
But if it's your neighbor, I mean, you got a snowblower. It takes you 5 minutes.
I thought you said walking around. I thought you meant like the app. I didn't know you meant your name. No, you shouldn't be asking. You shouldn't shovel your neighbor's driveway and come up and say, "I just did it. I need $20."
I get 20.
Yeah, you shouldn't do. Stuff
Yeah, that's
like
an
that.
interesting play.
No, that's like, you shouldn't do that. It's like the guys that put flowers in your hand when you're traveling.
I'd be like the guy in Vegas on the strip trying to put the bracelet on your hand.
The bracelets, yeah. By the way,
it's just a donation.
It's fake. It's a fake.
Or they hand you a CD or. Then there's the trading cards that you get on the strip too.
Well,
but that's
those are
for
free.
something entirely
Those
different.
are free unless you pay for those.
Those are for Brick Johnsons.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I can't get back. I can't get off this story. It's just too good.
It's a great story, no doubt about it, Billy.
Could you fathom Doug listening and all of a sudden, as Match Nyman said, Ty LaFleur walks up and said, "Dad, hold on here, quick. Hold on. Who we really need to shout out is Edrin Cooper over here."
Yeah.
God,
I want to see that. I would love that.
Too good.
Armin, real men have 4x4 trucks, says Michael Appleton. I said I'd drive over it if I could. And I did put my Kia Sportage in snow mode today. All right, Michael.
Hey, let's go, Michael.
Don't come at me, Michael and Appleton.
Hey, you come at the king, you best not miss.
Well, he's probably playing offensive line for the 49ers, got one of those free trucks. So whatever. That's probably what it is. We have to give our picks out before we run out of time.
I think we should give our picks out on the other side.
All right,
I think we should take a time out. We should make sure that we have our caller in at 877-794-1973. Get our contestant for Who Do You Love on the other side. Armin and I will have the picks that you need to beat to eat with the guys. Caller number 5, you're going to be in for Who Do You Love on the other side. Dougie, great work here today.
Thanks, pal.
Have a great weekend, and we will see you up at Lambeau Field on Monday.
Yeah. Pregame starts at 3:00 right here on the game and on the Game Radio Network.
You're the man. All right. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, pal.
That is Doug Rush. He is going to be hanging out with us on Monday at Lambeau Field, and we'll be hanging out with you, delivering the picks that you want, the picks that you need to beat, to eat with the guys in You Better You Bet. I mean, Who Do You Love on the other side. That's Armin Sari, and I'm Billy Schmidt. Caller number 5, you're going to play Who Do You Love after this on No BS on the Game.
You can beat the war. You can talk the guy, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up. You can beat the clock. You can move a mountain. You can break rocks.
The man can't miss. Time now for Coons Can't Miss. Presented by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big. Bet bold.
How about a Friday edition of a Can't Miss for you, brought to you by John Kuhn and Potawatomi Casino Hotel Sportsbook. And right now, we finally got it. The 12-team college football playoff push at Penn State. Hey, they finally made the playoffs. But, hey, this is the time of year where James Franklin is going to James Franklin. 9 points, that's an awful lot. I'm taking SMU to keep it close, yes, at Happy Valley. James Franklin gets the win, saves his job for the meantime, but SMU keeps it close. Take SMU +9 on Saturday against Penn State.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
The new and improved free iHeartRadio app is finally here, just in time for the holidays. It's everything you love about radio in the palm of your hand. The live radio dial, presets, scan, even lyrics. And iHeartRadio has all of your favorite artist playlists and podcasts too, anytime, anywhere. It's our holiday gift to you. Get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. The Circa Sports app is now available in Illinois. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, exceptional customer service, and more. Sports betting the way it should be. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Skip waiting for a table and enjoy a homemade fish fry every Friday at Sendik's. Enjoy 3 pieces of beer-battered Northern Atlantic cod, fried shrimp, walleye fillets, or baked cod. Each include your choice of original potato pancakes or French fries and all the fixings like fresh rye bread, creamy coleslaw, homemade applesauce, and Sendik's tartar sauce. Every Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at your neighborhood Sendik's. Sendik's Food Markets, your trusted local grocer.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a new car from the International Autos Group and get savings up to $15,000. And 0% financing is available for 72 months. Every model in our 2,000 car inventory is priced to sell. The International Autos Group, Milwaukee, Waukesha, Sheboygan, and Brown Deer, or at IAAutogroup.com, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. Financing with approved credit, $1,388 per month per $1,000 financed on select models.
Miller Lite is brewed with great taste and only great taste.
The Miller Brewing Company would like to issue a correction. Miller Lite is brewed to be less filling. What are you doing here?
Miller Lite tastes great.
Look, I'm just reading the script. It says less filling.
That's not what my script says.
Well, mine says.
We'd like to apologize for the previous announcers. Miller Lite is in fact less filling and tastes great. Time to shine, legal guy.
Celebrate responsibly. Milwaukee, Wisconsin beer. 96 calories and 3.2 grams carbs per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
Go, Pack, go! Cheer on the Packers as they take on the New Orleans Saints for some Monday Night Football December 23rd, 7:15 p.m. kickoff. Grab your friends and head to Milwaukee at Jack's American Pub, 3rd Street Market Hall, Copper on King, or Who's on Third for Miller Lite specials and promotions during all Packers games. Miller Lite, great taste, less filling. Tastes like Miller time.
Go, Pack, go! This week on Faith in the Zone, Nobles Darby will be our special guest. He's the Cleveland area FCA director and the team chaplain for the Cleveland Browns and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Sunday at 8 a.m. on Fox Sports 920 in your iHeartRadio app.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
People, my people, what's up? This is Questlove. Man, I cannot believe we're already wrapping up another season of Questlove Supreme. We talked to A. Marie, Johnny Marr, Eve, Jonathan Schechter, Billy Porter, and so many more. If you haven't heard these episodes yet, hey, now's your chance. You got to check them out. Listen to Questlove Supreme on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Questlove Supreme.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest every night at 6.
Well, listen to Suck and Bet Better. How's that?
On Fox Sports 920.
Who do you love? Who do you love? Now around the town is a rattlesnake whip. Take it easy, baby. All
right.
Give me no lip. Who do you love?
No BS on the game. I just saw maybe the funniest, weirdest, strangest video that I never realized we needed to bring to the airwaves. That's coming up in 10 minutes from right now. 15 minutes
I'm
max.
excited for this because the way you're very excited about this, so it makes me excited, Billy. I really do. I really am. I mean,
wow. That is that's something else. You're gonna hear it coming up on the other side. All right, I'm Billy Schmidt. That's Armin Sarian. It's a Dave Gasper production. It's no BS with Billy and Sarian on the game.
Let's go.
Woo! All right, let's get into Who Do You Love? It is our favorite time of the week because it's a football Friday. We got the picks that you need to beat to eat with the guys in Who Do You Love? And we love that our guy, Coach Brad from Dousman, is going to come up here to deliver us some winners
Very
here today from the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Brad, we know you're ready. We know you're anxious. We know you're full of victories. So let's start it out. Who do you love in the NFL Week 16, brother?
I'm going to say the Vikings.
Saying the Minnesota Vikings. I know Armin Sarian is grasping at his chest because he knows that he has to somehow pick the Minnesota Vikings coming up here later on, I would assume.
maybe not. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that one, Billy.
Yeah, I just see even what's the weather going to be like in Seattle?
I mean, probably rainy. I mean, let's be honest. It's Seattle. It's going to be bad and might be sleepless in Seattle.
Hopefully, Viking tears.
Are going to smoke. Yeah, Vikings are going to smoke them.
Let's go. All right, Brad. I like that. Smoke them if you got them. What's your next pick?
That. Okay.
Let's take the Packers.
Taking the Green Bay Packers, laying the 14. More on this coming up.
Congratulations right away on that because you don't have to bet it with the hook. So you got a 14. All right.
That's a good number. All right. What's our next pick here, Brad?
I'm going to take the Chiefs. That's tomorrow's game.
That's tomorrow's game. That's the early game here. And fascinating situation. Chiefs finally cover one of these numbers last week, Armin.
Right.
Now they come back, take on the Houston Texans, who have been suspect at best consistently.
They're very inconsistent, Billy. They've been a flawed team. CJ Stroud has not been all that efficient, to be honest with you.
Sophomore slump, it feels like, from
I
Stroud.
think a little bit of a sophomore slump from him as well. So
his offensive line is also cheeks. I mean, they have nobody up front protecting CJ Stroud. Very interesting game. Excited for that one at noon. Boom tomorrow in KC. All right, Brad, what's your next one?
Yeah, this is a shot in the dark, but I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Taking the New England Patriots. Somebody had to, and I'm fired up. You were the one catching 14 on the road at the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
A lot of points.
Yeah.
Brad, you know football, you know ball. You know Drake May is the electric factory, and you know that you're going with Drake May. That's why I'm proud of you for fighting it up.
So, man.
All right, what's your next pick, man?
And I'd say the Jets.
I think that's 5. Didn't you have 5? Oh, didn't you have?
No, I think this is his
this is it. Oh, you're not.
What was the other one?
I thought you had the Colts here, Brad.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I.
You can have the Jets. You can have whatever you want. You can still bet whatever you want.
I like the Colts. Colts -4 is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, -3.5
3.5.
right now. Yeah,
even better. You
All
get
right,
3.5.
I'll take the Colts.
All right, which one of those is going to be your lock?
The Vikings.
Locking in the Minnesota
Interesting.
Vikings.
Okay.
Oh, man. Armin is just stewing over there. Brad, good work on these selections. Good luck this weekend, and we will reconvene coming up on Tuesday and let you know how you did and who do you love, all right?
Looking forward to it, boys. Good talking to you. Have a great weekend.
Have a good one. Merry Christmas to you. Brad in Dousman, our guy hanging out with us here on Who Do You Love. Now, you did not seem to love a lot of Brad's picks.
Well,
you seem to have a little bit of conflict going on with a couple of Brad's picks.
The thing is that Vikings-Seahawks pick, and I guess I'll give you my first pick. I'm going with the Seahawks +3.
Whoa!
And here's what I'm going to tell you right now.
Wow.
Everyone says, oh, Armin is always going to take the emotional hedge and the Vikings. No, I'm going to take what I think is best. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think another week of Seahawks being home dogs, I just don't think this can last. I'm sorry. I think Geno Smith now, if he doesn't play, it could change things, but he's supposed to play. He's expected to play. I just don't think the Seahawks are going to lose at home again. And if they do, they're getting points at home. The Vikings have been smoke and mirrors a lot of this year. I know the Vikings are playing well, and I have emotionally hedged them a lot of this, but For some reason, I think the Seahawks at home dog are going to be the one. I'm taking the Seahawks +3, Billy. Yes, I am.
You and I describe smoke and mirrors different ways.
I guess
12-2 is a little different than smoke and mirrors in my estimation.
They won a lot of close games. Now, that's statistically an outlier. You have to agree with that, right?
No, I don't. You can win
do.
close games because you're well coached and a good football team, not just because you get lucky.
Yes, but it's still a statistical outlier to win that many one-score games and not have something going for you. I'm just saying they were the same coach team last year and they didn't win that many one-score games.
Who was their quarterback last year?
Well, their quarterback was
Who was
really
their running
good.
back last year?
Their quarterback is really good. They do have a better running back. I love Aaron Jones.
Didn't have the same pass rushers.
No, they probably have a little bit better team this year, but I'm not going to say Darnold's that much better than Cousins was, right?
For half the season.
Right. So
but they were also 5-3, I think, when Cousins go, or 4-4 when Cousins goes down, about to go to 5-3. Like it's a different deal, but very interesting in it. All right, what's your next pick?
Yeah, we'll see. Bucks -4. I like that pick a lot. Buccaneers keep playing well.
That seems like one that a lot of people are going.
I should have taken them last week. I didn't do it. I'm going to rectify that. They're going to Dallas. That's a Sunday night game, and they're going to cover the 4, I think. Cardinals. I like the Cardinals -4.5. Another team I think that should be motivated. They're going at Carolina. Yes, it's the trip east, but the trip east is usually not as hard as the trip west. They're motivated. Carolina is still Carolina. 4.5 is not a crazy number, so I'll take the Cardinals 4.5. I'm taking the Chiefs for a couple reasons. There are actually 3 specific reasons I'm taking the Chiefs. 1, I want some action on Saturday. All right,
that's a great reason.
I want some action Saturday.
Great reason too.
2, you said they finally covered, and that's true. And I was hoping for it to go to 3, but I'm like, why? 3.5, 3. You're not playing to push here, Armin. You're playing to win picks here. Who do you love anyway? So 3.5 is just as good. And Travis threw the 35th birthday party for Taylor Swift. It was a surprise birthday party. Patrick was there. Brittany was there. It was Eras themed. I think they're motivated. They had good vibes this week. They had the party. They're going to come out and play well and dominate a very suspect, as you said, Texans team.
Hold on. He threw a party for her.
Surprise party.
And themed it after her concert?
After her own tour. Yeah. This is what Laura told me. I don't know anything about it except from what Laura told me. Apparently, she thought it was super cool and super creative. I'm like, it's not creative.
Her fans had to have loved it.
The theme, of course.
I don't know that she loved it, but I bet it was awesome.
Her fans love it. They're just waiting for them to get engaged. The bottom line is the Chiefs are going to roll.
Is it going to happen when they win the Super Bowl?
Good question. Are they going to win the Super Bowl, Billy? This game's going over 42, by the way. I'm just.
Okay. All right. A little sweet action on the top. All right. I appreciate that. Sorry. I apologize for interrupting you. I just had to get that clarification in there.
You're good. My lock of the week, my last pick is the Lions -6.5 over the Bears. I've been telling you all week. I don't understand this line. And I'm not one of these guys that thinks the line's too low, so therefore they know something else and they go the other way. No, I think I'm smarter than everybody else. I'm taking the Lions right here. Okay. 6.5.
Listen, somebody's got to take the Lions because I really, really wanted to, but I just couldn't. Because the Bears kept everything just close enough to get their hearts broken.
The Bears are
stayed away.
The Bears are butt now. Sorry. All right, we're taking the Lions. That's just my picks.
Are they smoke and mirrors with their 12-2 record, or they're better?
I think they've been better.
Okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure.
I do.
All right,
I do. So
let's go with the start of it. I got some big Penix energy to start this bad boy out. Give me the Atlanta Falcons, and I'll lay all 8.5 of those points.
All right.
1, you get the new quarterback boost. 2,
maybe, yeah.
The New York Football Giants are brutal.
They're terrible. I agree with you there.
They're horrible.
Fading the Giants is a good play.
Defense better for the Atlanta Falcons, and Michael Penix Jr. doesn't have to do everything. Put the ball in Bijan Robinson's arms.
Okay.
Hand the thing off to Tyler Algier when you're down close to the goal line. Go win this football game going away at home.
Feels like their skill players just should be better, though. I mean, when you think of
Kyle Pitts should be better. Drake London, really, really good.
Is good. Bijan is good. I don't know. I like the fact that you're fading the Giants, though, here. I do like that. 8.5's a lot.
And I'm going all over on Michael Penix. Big fan of him. And also, you know why? Because his Indiana Hoosiers. People forget Indiana was where Michael Penix started the electric factory. That is the Michael Penix Jr. Spectacular.
Yeah.
They win tonight. Then the Atlanta Falcons cover on Sunday. All right, second one. I'm with you on the Kansas City Chiefs. Some of it is the sweet action on Saturday, like you said.
It's nice to
Some
have
of
a
it is
game
I
going.
just want to have that going.
Yeah, it's nice to have a game going.
The other is I don't understand what the Kansas City Chiefs have to do. Like, I'm questioning Armin on the smoke and mirrors thing at 12-2.
Yeah.
Do people not talk about the Kansas City Chiefs like they're bad?
They do.
Like people talk about the Chiefs like they're suspect.
That's the way they've won this year, some games.
Do they not have the best record in football?
They do.
Have they not
right,
won
they do.
back-to-back championships?
They have. They still have the best player, best coach. I get all that, right?
Okay. And I'm laying 3.5. Give me Kansas City.
I get it, but
Like, easy
I
enough.
And I picked it too, but you know why they do that? Because they haven't looked that way in these games.
No, because people want this team to not be as good as they are.
Well, that's true.
Guess
too.
what?
That's true.
They're still really, really good.
That's true.
They
too.
still run over when they need to. They still will back up that semi truck on somebody, and just enough, right? 21 zip. They say, well, take the second half off. Now, Pat Mahomes, a little dinged up. Don't matter about it. Don't care.
Okay.
Pat Mahomes, 1, 2, 3 TDs tomorrow. Give me the Chiefs covering the 3.5.
They are inevitable.
I'm going to take the LA Rams laying the 3. Again, Armin says going west to east, not as difficult. I think it might be even more difficult because they're playing this game at like 8 or 9 a.m. body clock time. Does not matter. Brick Johnson and company and the New York Jets lay a fat old egg at home.
Maybe it is harder to go east. It's a good point.
I'm going to go with Stafford and the Rams, even though Rodgers has dominated Stafford in his career. Can't happen when Brick Johnson is a part of the situation. So give me the Rams. I'll lay the 3.
That seems like a good pick. Actually.
I made this mistake last year. It's Christmas week, right?
It is.
Sunday is going to be Christmas week. How are you not going to bet on someone named Rudolph?
Come on.
Good point.
How are you not betting on somebody named Rudolph leading the way in the Christmas season?
I guess, but
give me the Mason Rudolph led Tennessee Titans catching 3.5 against the Indianapolis Colts.
I mean, there's got to be some Chris's out there too. Kris Kringle.
Not the same. Rudolph leading
Nick?
the charge gets
Nick?
thrown in, and
I know Rudolph
ahead.
is different. Yeah.
And I caught a fat L last year when I bet against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Christmas Eve. Not doing it again this year with Mason Rudolph, starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. They go to 4-11 on the season. Great work, Brian Callahan.
Now, if you had like a quarterback,
Great work, Brian Callahan. Big fan of you.
If you had a quarterback named Dasher or Dancer or something like that, then I'm down with that.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, if Prancer was out there, I'm betting on them too.
If Blitzen's on defense,
you better be blitzing all over the place on December 25th. I'll tell you that much right now. Game plan very easy on the defensive side. The maybe easiest lock of the year. Green Bay Packers.
Oh yeah, for sure. I avoided all that wood, but I do think it'll win.
Green Bay Packers 31-9. I don't think it's close. I think this is a moment where the Packers once again, and we've now watched the Packers do this multiple times since the bye. Bad team, take care of business,
right?
Route that candy ass and don't even worry about it. This is a put the kids to bed in the third quarter kind of game. Make sure that they're able to get a nice night's sleep going into Christmas Eve. You already know Tuesday's going to be a late night.
Yeah.
Early morning on Wednesday. Catch up on that sleep on Monday night because the Packers roll over the Saints, and then you listen to Packers OT in the morning.
You got to listen to it. Now, I agree with you, Billy, on this one. I do think the Packers will cover. The only thing I'd be worried about is will the faucet turn off late because they're already up by so big and late cover and all that stuff. But you're probably right. The Packers will cover. I'm confident.
Who are you worried about with the late cover?
I know.
MVS streaking behind the defense.
I mean, if you give him 3 deep balls, you might catch one.
Juwan Johnson, is that your
He's not bad.
worry?
He's not bad.
Foster Moreau.
I understand what you mean. On paper, it doesn't make sense.
Not worried about it.
They should cover it
Give
all.
me the Packers. They roll, dominate, and it's a very, very celebratory Packers OT on Monday night and a very, very excited Christmas Eve day edition of No BS with Billy and Sarian on Tuesday, where we recap all the picks in Who Do You Love. All right, on the other side, we'll wrap things up. Round third, head for home. And Dave, do we have that audio that I sent you?
Oh yeah.
Dave, good teaser right there. When was the last time you heard from Dave Bakhtiari?
It's been a while. I think he was asking about nuclear energy on Twitter a couple months ago.
Well, he just showed that he's got a lot of energy.
Okay.
And a nuclear post ends up coming up from David Bakhtiari, and it might be the greatest audio that you have ever heard. I don't know if I'm overselling this.
What a tease.
I hope I deliver on this. And David Bakhtiari is apparently delivering the goods. You'll hear that in our closing ceremonies at the end of this. It's No BS with Billy and Sarian on the game.
Foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car, better start looking. But you've got this, just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
The time has come. Yes, the time has come to do what you need to do.
You've put it off as long as you can, but the time has come to choose a Christmas gift for the woman you love.
It needs to be something that will fit perfectly.
Something she will wear constantly.
Something she will love. Something you can buy today and take home today.
Because you ran out of time. Christmas is upon us.
It's time for you to buy a fabulous pair of diamond stud earrings. A fabulous pair.
Kessler's has natural diamonds created in the heart of the earth.
And newborn diamonds created in the heart of a star. And when you buy from Kessler's, you can always trade your Kessler's natural diamond studs in for a larger pair.
We have diamond studs for a few $100s.
And diamond studs for several $1,000s.
2-carat total weight natural diamond studs are just $5,998.
She's going to be extremely happy when she sees what you bought for her.
And that's a good thing.
A very, very good thing. Find the Kessler's nearest you at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Glove under center. Watson to the left side. Tight ends on the right side of the line. Love takes. Fade pattern into the end zone.
Nice.
Back shoulder.
Nice.
Watson makes the catch. Touchdown, Green Bay. Hey, let's keep hitting them, man.
Packers Friday is sponsored by Cousin Subs, your one-stop shop for all your football parties. With customizable 12 or 20-piece party boxes, 7.5-inch subs, sides, and shakes. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
At Cousin Subs, the bigger your smile, the better we feel. That's why our menu features something for everyone, like our Wisconsin cheese curds, golden fries, creamy shakes, and mac and cheese, all paired with your favorite sub, or our subs in a bowl. And don't forget our kids' meals, now with a free cookie. Here's to a better day. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Hi, it's Jason from Capital Heating, Cooling, and Electric. We're proud to provide same-day repair 7 days a week. But I never told you why Capital does same-day repair. You see, many years ago, in the middle of winter, the entire heating system broke down in an apartment building I owned, a building full of people counting on me that I cared about. So I called a big heating company, told them it was an emergency, and paid the money they asked me to pay. They delivered the materials and said they'd be back the next day to install them. But they didn't come back the next day, or the next, or the next. So after 3 more calls to that company, I went down in that basement, figured out how to hook up the equipment myself, and got the heat working. That's when I decided Milwaukee needs a company that cares. That's why Capital cares about you, your family, and your home. If it breaks, we repair same day. Find us online at callcapitalcares.com. And Merry Christmas.
KB, let's talk about your neck of the woods, up north.
The North. Supper clubs, campfires, and North Brandy from our friends at Central Standard.
Central Standard's North Brandy is aged for over 2 years in fire-kissed oak barrels, then finished in bourbon barrels, which mellows the brandy to a sweet and unrivaled smoothness.
Perfectly balanced and aged.
North Brandy from Central Standard Craft Distillery, locally made brandy from the state that consumes the most brandy.
Available at retailers and supper clubs all over Wisconsin.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle, protected by Progressive, on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more on all the gifts for the ones you adore. Wine, spirits, beers, all nestled on shelves. Got some advice from our helpful elves. Oh, so many gifts to explore when you go to Total Wine and More. Bottles so delightful, whoa. Priced so amazingly low. Curbside pickup available and the lowest prices for over 30 years only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Winter weather advisory continues through noon for most of the metro areas. Should see a high of 32 with the snow winding down early afternoon and clearing out to some sunshine right before it sets. Overnight tonight will drop down to 12 with just a few clouds and then only 24 Saturday. I'm Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist Rob Haswell.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Score deep discounts and deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's semi-annual sale and clearance. Take up to 60% off select mattresses and more. Plus, get a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. Shop today for free and fast delivery. Restrictions apply.
Tiger trouble to the front and they score! The Milwaukee Admirals conclude a 3-game road trip Friday when they travel to Grand Rapids to take on the Griffins. Here's Pauls, feeds at right point, Livingstone with a lane, he shoots, score! 3-game coverage at 5:30, face-off at 6 on Fox Sports 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
Live from the all-new Iron Jock Studios, built by Rima Remodel, this is No BS with Billy and Saria.
I've waited for this. I'm so excited.
On the Game.
I like this.
Notorious B.I.G. bringing us back. That spells big, and big is something that a lot of people have been referred to. A lot of people like to think so. I'm Billy Schmid. That's Armin Sarian. I'm a bigger individual, large-scale individual.
I didn't know where you were going with that. Okay, all right.
Apparently not the same vein as one of our favorite former Green Bay Packers.
All right.
Now, Armin, I told
what's
you.
What's going on here? You teased this audio. I did not look for it specifically so I could have a fresh reaction.
So David Bakhtiari.
Heard of him. I know him. Know of him.
HOF. He has a new deal. Now, we had been told November 8th, 2024 was the day that we were going to hear something.
I mean, nothing. What happened from that day? Anybody know?
No idea.
Right.
Nothing. But Big Dave's got something going on. He's got a little something going on.
Nuclear energy thing?
Maybe not little. This is from Big Dave Bakhtiari as he posted this on his Instagram page on a reel, Armin, with his new sponsor.
Uh-oh.
Trojan Magnum.
I just had to come on here and talk to you guys. Just crushed a lift. Got in my car, and I saw the best text I got from wifey. I got the green light. So you want to write it? I went and picked up 2 boxes of these guys. Now I know what you're going to say. Like, oh, yeah, David. Like, of course you're going to get, like, a Magnum, blah, blah. Like, yeah, I am. I'm a big dude. I can't hide it. And for me, it sucks trying to find anything that fits. Finding a shirt that fits sucks. Finding jeans that fit sucks. I got a size 15 boot. Finding shoes that fit, that sucks. You want to know what doesn't suck for me? It's finding the right condom to fit. Magnums, made by Trojan, are the best fit. I'm talking, they're tapered shape. They're silky smooth. They're even wide for us big fellas. Like, it is amazing. I cannot wait.
Did you get them?
Yes. Oh, hold on. Let me keep talking about this, guys. Give me a sec. And I don't have a lot of time, so I want to make sure I finish my thought. As someone who is a protector, let me show you who's protecting me. I got the Magnum Raws, and I also got the Magnum Bearskin. And I think I'm going to go raw tonight.
What?
Magnum Raw. Wide shape and thin design. It's like a no-brainer to me. Golly, that's a bunch. I like that. You get a bunch of them through there.
I'm done waiting.
What?
David Bakhtiari.
Oh my gosh. Okay, he's
newest
funny.
partner.
That's funny. That's funny.
Trojan.
Congrats, David, on your new sponsorship. Congrats to both the Bakhtiaris on his new sponsorship.
Yeah, I was going to say congrats to his wife on the new sponsorship as well. Because as Frank Thomas used to always say, fellas, she'll like it too. I'm glad glad everyone laughed, because as I was saying, I'm like, I sure hope that I'm not the only immature cat that's listening to this radio program that's going to find this as potentially the funniest thing I've ever heard of.
The thing about Dave was, he was a great player, and I always said
protector.
It was really, the injury was sad. So I said, when he's done, I hope he does something because he's a funny guy. Like, he was always entertaining, funny guy, funny quote, and I always
wide for us big fellas.
Yeah, that was. He has the personality to do these things, and I'm glad he's leaning into, maybe this is one of many. He's got that first deal. He's got Trojan.
Wow.
Congratulations, David. Yes, plenty of jokes in there. That was funny. That was good.
Congratulations to the Bakhtiaris.
I mean, I'm really surprised that the guy that wore 69 for his entire career would partner with.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I don't believe you used the one for the other.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, saying. Yeah, very much so.
Guys, the
now
show's almost over. Guys.
Getting a great sponsorship deal. Like, that is incredible.
And the thing is, the thing is, not everyone can handle an endorsement like that. Like, you know what I mean?
A lot of guys want to be able to be that sponsor.
Well, it's
want
easy
to have that endorsement.
It's easy to say, I'll take whatever is coming to me.
Sorry, I said endowment.
That's an important thing to say.
Sorry.
It's easy to say, I'll take whatever endorsement. Like, you have to have, like, I don't want to say.
Are you going to get fact checked on that? Is that what you're saying?
You have to be able to have a sense of humor about yourself.
I don't believe you.
Right. It's one thing to say, you know,
excuse me while I whip this out.
A bank or an insurance company, but like, yeah, you know. Yes, I heard you, Billy. That was funny. Don't worry.
That is just awesome stuff. All right. That's a way to end the week. I mean, like, I always say we're going to try to be better on Monday.
That's the way to do it.
I don't know how we're going to be better than that last one. And we had the Brick Johnson story on here. It's very apropos. A show that featured a Brick Johnson story ends with us talking about David Bakhtiari's new Trojan Magnum deal. But listen, that's what December 20th comes to. We will keep all the PG-ness for next week, all right? The Christmas holiday week will not be touched with this kind of shenanigans, so we'll try to be better on Monday. Right. That's Armin Sorry, and I'm Billy Schmidt. It's been a Dave Gasper production. No BS on the game. We'll hand it off to Mike Heller right after this.
You got a gun up in your waist, please don't shoot up the place. Wow. Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. Straight up, honey, really, I'm asking. Most of these fellas think they be macking.
Hey guys, Billy Schmidt letting you know that Milwaukee Weight Loss is extending their huge 20% off holiday sale now through December 27th. You're going to get the lowest prices of the year on their result-getting Milwaukee Weight Loss program. Same one I did earlier this year, and it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. They know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day without an exercise program, no prepackaged meal program, and no counting points or calories. There's no drugs, there's no surgery, and there's no injections with the risks of serious side effects. So start losing those unwanted pounds now or wait till after the holiday season. But the best part is there's no losing weight and then gaining it all back. You keep the weight off for good with Milwaukee Weight Loss. So visit them online today at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com and schedule your free consultation or get